welcome back to Enormous Sibling. We're a podcast. We talk about Big Brother. I'm your host, Patrick, and I am pleased to be joined today by my co-host, Aqua. How you doing, Aqua?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm here to talk about some Big Brother.
All right, and someone we've seen before, my beautiful fiance, Deja. How are you doing?
Sad, but good.
And someone a little new, we have Madi.
Hey.
How are you doing, Madi?
I'm good.
All
Excited for
right.
Big Brother. Oh, excited for Big Brother.
Yeah, we have gotten together in somber-arity. We're very sad to be losing the queen of the season so far, Miss Rachel Riley. It's a little devastating. But we're here to talk about what's going to happen with the rest of the game. And I'm going to have some slightly more positive opinions and notes than a lot of other people had. So I'm excited to kind of get into that. But before anything else, I think we've all kind of had introductions before. But Maddie, you're kind of new. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got into Big Brother and what you like about it?
Oh, I got into Big Brother because you got us into Big Brother.
That's right.
I don't know. I like reality TV, so that was the first initial draw for me. But I think it's a lot more unique than all other reality competition shows.
That's for sure. What reality TV were you into before Big Brother?
Anything on TLC.
Like eight kids and counting and whatever.
Dance Moms. Right.
I wasn't allowed to watch Dance Moms back in the day. It was just like what not to wear, say yes to the dress.
Do your girls ever watch me? Do you ever hear my voice in your house? Have you seen that?
No.
Abby Lee from Dance Moms commented that on Jimmy Fallon's Instagram post. Anyways, just
That's
really funny.
Hilarious.
It's it's so funny. Anyways, sorry,
She's
go
kind
ahead.
of iconic.
For sure. She'd be great at Big Brother.
Yeah.
I think one of the things we found out in watching The Traitors is so many people who are on reality TV do good on competition shows, and especially like you watch like I'm thinking like season 2 of The Traitors where you have Dan from Big Brother and you have Phaedra, and Phaedra is like getting the better of him every time, and Dan is like an experienced player, but like people on other reality shows like Housewives are so much more comfortable and so much more like I don't know, able to be in a conflict, and they can just be in your face and mad at you. And most Big Brother players are a little like, oh, we don't really do that. Like they're not used to that shit. They're not used to being confronted like that.
Sorry, go ahead.
The one TV host who was talking about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, he said like these women are walking time bombs or walking grenades who are not afraid to pull their own and each other's for
Yeah.
a television show.
Well, and I think if you're on a show where there's no like competition, if it's just about drama and having stuff going on, those are the types of people you need.
Yeah, I also think like a great example of what those people would be like in the house is Keanu this year. We're like, yeah, go ahead, rehearse your whole speech and say something awesome. I'm just going to make fun of you afterwards for even talking in the first place by saying, are you done yet? And he wins every time, consistently, because this is the truth, is that you can be manipulative and all that stuff. If you just played football in high school, you're just good at bullying other people, and you're not even trying hard. You just don't really care what they have to say, and you just kind of do that, and it works, and he's great at it.
And I think the people who spend so much time and put a lot of effort into trying to do something, they always forget the fact that your kryptonite is someone acting like they just don't care.
Yeah.
That is always going to trump someone trying really hard. Is someone who doesn't give a fuck is always going to win.
Yeah, throw your sunglasses. It doesn't matter. He played football. He doesn't give a fuck.
I do miss old school Big Brothers because old school Big Brother, they would be more confrontational to your face.
They definitely
versus
were.
like Ava talking shit about Rachel now that she's gone out of the house, but never to her face.
Yeah. And, well, listen, I think that's just smart.
Yeah.
If I was in the house, I would not be talking shit to Rachel's face. I would be talking shit once she left the house. That's the appropriate time and place.
I also don't know if she's talking shit. She's kind of just remembering what happened and was like, Rachel wasn't very nice to me. I don't think she was talking shit. It's kind of just like, yeah, that's what happened. Rachel, she wasn't mean to her, but she definitely talked down to her and tried to get her in a final 2 because she was threatened by her, and Ava knew that. I don't think she was talking shit. She's being pretty fair as far as I'm concerned.
Well,
who was the one who? I think Kelly is the one who hasn't been fair. But I think, yeah.
what is I've heard mostly about Ava. What is Kelly?
She's like, her kids must have such a hard time and blah blah blah. But I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was because I actually think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago when she said this stuff. That stuff was kind of mean. But yeah, I didn't think Ava was being mean.
Yeah, Kelly's been saying like, I hope Rachel's first in the jury house, so she has to spend her 13th wedding anniversary alone.
That is a little bitter, yeah.
Which she got her wish, so maybe Kelly gets to win this season now.
Yeah.
It's because Kelly had a birthday, so she just gets to win now.
Yeah.
All of her wishes.
And Morgan
Mickey was right. Was it Mickey?
Both of them.
Talking about how she doesn't deserve a birthday.
Listen, yeah, Kelly got her birthday and Rachel didn't get her anniversary. She's just winning right now. And she beat Tucker. Like, come on. This is her season. I think they're just bots.
Yeah.
I would assume it's just a bot.
Hello, bot.
Yeah, just like Kelly, honestly.
I don't know many people who disagree with you.
Listen, I won't really go to bat for Kelly. I think people hate her a little more than they necessarily
By the
need
way,
to.
apropos of nothing, he drafted her. Continue.
Yeah, it is. Listen, I'll admit I'm a little biased, but I will also say I really am not sure if I have another point to follow that up with. Hate Kelly if you want. Listen, I think she is one of the most normal people in the house. She just talks about her follower count a little too much. But she's not as bad as other people when it comes to like, yeah, she seems like kind of a real person. She has that going for her at least.
Yeah, she's a real person, and that's why she's cringe, right? You have to be a model, obviously, or else you're not going to do good in this game. Yeah. I know people in real life who remind me a lot of Kelly. In real life, I really like those people. So as far as that goes, I don't think that she's probably that bad in real life. But in watching her on the game, it's just like, man. And maybe, especially around Riley, I think that put me off. And then since then, she's just kind of been. But like, she was so into that guy, and it was really awkward to watch. And I don't think I've been able to get that taste out of my mouth.
Yeah, if I were at like a Big Brother event, Kelly is someone I would be a lot more like excited to talk to than other people. Other people who are like maybe more notable. Like, I'm not that excited to talk to like, I don't know, Jag, or like I wouldn't be that excited to talk to like Felicia, I guess, but like Kelly is like, yeah, you seem like a pretty real person.
Yeah, obviously we're going to talk about what's happened this week, but just since we're talking about this, I've thought about this. Do you guys have a favorite player
from the season?
From Big Brother, in general.
I mean, are we talking about like
Rachel Riley?
Yeah,
right. That's what I'm talking about. Is do you have a player that you're like, oh, I really liked them, regardless of like how they did or whatever. It could be like, oh, they did really good, but they didn't end up winning, but that's okay because I still liked them as a player. Or like, is there someone that like I really liked Angela, and she's from Utah. That's probably why, and it's the first season I watched. But that's probably my favorite player because I I like Dan a lot too. But
Michael from
24?
Yeah, she's a big Michael Bruner fan.
Michael is cool. He left in like a way that was hard to watch. It's also like the best exit from Big Brother. Like,
it's a pretty good one.
A little bit, even if I was on the show and I didn't go out in a bad way, I might still do that just because it's like, that's sick. And like, what are they gonna do? Okay.
Cody and walk on the table.
I was just gonna say, like, have you seen Cody from 19's exit? It's very similar. He doesn't have, nobody is going to get up to hug him anyway, so he doesn't even have to do the like, everybody stay seated, I have something to say, and then bolt. He just like, he's on the eviction block, and as soon as his name gets read, he just stands up, walks over the table, and just goes straight out the door, doesn't say anything to Eddie. He doesn't even grab his bag. He's like, they'll fucking take care of that shit, and just leaves.
That's not Calafiore, right?
No. I forget what his last name is, but yeah, he was
Republican.
Different Cody.
We started watching 18, and
his little brother Paulie's on it. How far into the season are you?
We are.
I think 2 people have gone home.
Okay.
Cody's brother was on this season?
Yeah, he's okay. All I'm gonna say is, don't let yourself get, if you slightly like him or anything, don't let yourself get too attached to liking Paulie, and don't let yourself get too attached to liking Frank either. That's all I'm gonna say.
Frank gave me the heebies in 14.
I liked him in 14, but he's different in 18 for sure.
He's like, if I didn't trust Shaggy to hold my drink at a bar.
He's Shaggy without Scooby, who's kind of the moral conscience.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Moral contrast.
Don't drug the drink, Scoob.
I feel like
I said the wrong name. Yeah.
I'm gonna clip that. That's going. That's the only clip we're posting from this podcast. Yeah, I feel like in 14 he was like, when he went out, he was the show was telling you he was supposed to go out. So I felt like, I was ready for him to go out because Dan got him out, right? That's
Sure.
how it happened, right?
Yeah.
I felt like, okay. As far as Paulie goes, I did not get attached to him. I immediately disliked him. That's crazy.
Oh, okay.
You even said that to me.
That's well. I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind him because your personality is second to me a little bit when it's that early in the game. It's I don't know. I feel like he has a lot of influence and he's like a pretty powerful player in the early weeks. So I was a little like, okay, I can get into this guy, and then regretted that one.
Yeah, maybe I've just watched enough that if you're powerful in the early weeks, I already am counting you off my list. I'm not really gonna worry about that.
Yeah. Deja has always been a very big Rachel Riley fan.
From the beginning.
They brought it back so that she would watch this season more
Yeah.
intensely. They brought her back, sorry.
Could you imagine me getting into Big Brother, watching both her seasons? She's my fave, and then she comes back.
This is
wow.
what I'm saying. The cast this year has Rachel Riley, right? Has a guy from Utah, which I'm really into. Has Patrick's lover, Tyler, our good friend Tyler.
In a slightly different skin.
Yeah, slightly different. There's an old black guy that Maddie drafted. I don't know who's your guy.
Hey, put some respect on Will's name. We
Listen,
love Will.
I will.
Have you seen the gif of him in the tiny party hat dancing around? I'll just send it to you. It's so good.
No, I have
I
a
work in teams today 3 times.
I have a sticker of Will sitting on one of the lawn chairs outside sipping something, just chilling, got sunglasses on and stuff. It's a good one.
Love him.
One player that I really like, I can just keep it really easy because great player, great personality. You never go wrong with Dr. Will. But just to reach a little bit deeper, a player that I really like is McCrae. I'll give a shout out from BB15. He was one of the original quirked up white boy archetypes. They kind of just transitioned away from casting nerds and they started casting a little more quirked up.
Uh-huh.
And he was one of the first ones, and he was a pretty good player, didn't disappoint. Got into a showmance with an older woman who was a little stern, a little busty. So how can I not stand?
They casted Quinn to be him again.
Yeah.
Wait, what? McCrae, I feel did he play a second time?
No.
Maybe
they're never gonna bring anyone back from 15.
Maybe I just started 15 or something like that, and maybe I just haven't at all, and I'm just assuming he's the cowboy archetype. You say the nerd archetype, it's his name is McCrae, and he's not the cowboy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
No,
Who names their kid McCrae if they're not gonna put a cowboy hat on?
I see what you're going
When
for.
did I get to Maddie's faves?
Sorry.
I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
I think he is from the South, I want to say. But yeah, he's a pizza delivery boy. He's got the long hair. I think his cast photo is him going got the super big cheesy smile and the thumbs up. I don't know. He was a good player, had good vibes. I was rooting for him, and he goes pretty deep in the season. So the whole time it's yeah. And then once he goes out, it's all right. Obviously, I know who I'm rooting for, the person who ends up winning. But there are people here who haven't seen it.
Me.
I like Jason, from BB19 as well, even though...
Oh, the cowboy?
Yeah. Even though, the whole
You hear that?
BB19 cast is just something else. I do feel like Jason had a really good heart.
Yeah.
And he was very kind, I feel, at the end of the day to everyone. When they were bullying in that house. So, honorable mention to Jason.
Yeah, he was a good one.
Sorry, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say, she likes the cowboy archetype. This is Trump's America.
Wow.
Have you come up with your answers? Answer.
Yeah, it's. I haven't narrowed down just one fave because there's people that I really like just because of the character that they are. In 18, who is it? She has the best diary rooms.
Oh.
She was one of the return players.
You both made a face and you didn't
Oh,
say anything.
Davon.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people love Davon.
I don't know enough about her as a player. Apparently, she went out pretty early in her first season.
Yeah.
But like, she's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
Love Manya. Love Danielle. Great strategies. Love Brittany's diary rooms.
I was literally about to say
Wait,
Brittany
Brittany?
Hayes.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait,
honorable
Brittany.
mention.
Is
Love
that's
her.
not 24, right? That's
No.
She's
No.
in Brigade
13.
with Rachel.
That's
and
right.
13.
Yeah, okay.
When she makes fun of Chilltown and the phone call diary room.
Yeah,
she's
iconic.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her. When she's like, who wants to see my HOH room? I'd rather go hang myself. She's so good.
Yeah, being good in the diary room, I think, gets you a lot of good favor. You can be kind of whatever at the game. I don't know, not to make any people upset. I think Davon is kind of whatever at the game. But yeah, she kills it in the diary room, and that's kind of all it takes sometimes.
She's great at clocking things as far as like whatever that means for her social strategy. But like the twin twist.
Yeah.
Realizing that, and then what was it? Oh, immediately knowing that Vanessa's sister is in the house.
Yeah, she does get both of those things really early on.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what's cool about, like, I don't know, thinking about who your favorite player is. Because, like, as someone who's into sports, like, I don't know, you kind of have favorite players for different reasons. It's players who play for your favorite team, but then there's also players who you have no connection to, who, like, either the way they play you really like, or just, like, they did something sometime, or, like, the personality in their interviews, whatever it is, you just kind of like them. And especially in a game like this where it's more about your personality than any other sport out there, it's totally like that, where it's like, is there someone that you like? Like, obviously, Angela is not a good player. She's from Utah, and she's fucking hilarious. I just like people who are from Utah, just initially, and their personality. I'm sure, the best thing for me if I ever meet Zay is that he went out week 1, because I'm sure, like, 8 more hours of that guy, and I probably would have fucking gone on a tirade against him. You know? But yeah, that's the cool
Zay,
thing.
if I see you, it's not on site.
It might be on site for me. I don't know what to tell you. You eat raw meat, I just think I might have a problem.
What?
Oh, he's one of those guys?
Did you not? Yeah, Andy said the R slur in the house on the feeds. I watched it live. Crazy. They
You know what?
They had Rachel blow up on him so that he'd go out because they just couldn't risk it. He was a slur risk.
Yeah,
it's like a flight risk for when you're in prison, but it's a
Slur
slur risk.
risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zay's one thing. I was there for Luke Valentine, baby. I saw that in real time.
By the way, the Zay thing, it was like 2 a.m. This is the first week of feed, so I'm fucking up at 2 a.m. and this happens. And I think she was even asleep at this time.
I was like,
And
what?
yeah, I was like, oh God, no. And the next 3 days are like, just him getting insulted all the time, and rightfully so. I'm not defending him. Whatever. Anyways, that's it.
Well, I think we talked about it. We mentioned it briefly towards the very beginning, but I think we do need to give a little more appreciation to what Rachel brought to the season.
Yes.
Now that she's gone, a lot of people say she was the saving grace of the season. It would not have been good without her. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I think it's really rare for a season with a single returning player for it to not just become all about them, but for them to like still be relevant in the game. And I think Rachel did that perfectly. She was a big powerhouse player. A lot of the strategy did revolve around her, but it wasn't just the Rachel show the whole time. And that's, I think, the best line that you could walk. I would be upset if it was another Paul in BB19. It's just not as fun when the whole season is only about one person.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, oh, production ruined this season with this. And though I agree, I hate comps. And though I agree, a comp that eliminates you is fucking bullshit. They ruined the season when they brought one vet on in the first place instead of having it be a full all-star season. Like, that's what's confusing about the conversations online, is it's like, you didn't have a problem with them bringing just her back with a cast of newbies in the first place, right, like a second time, or I guess the first time she had some other vets with her.
Yeah.
But that didn't ruin it for you in the first place, which basically, by the way, like, listen, Vince's game is 100, he's a much better player if Rachel isn't in the house. Like, obviously, he could have shown it by making big moves in this version of it, but her being gone this week, it's just like yeah, I think he's a much better player if he doesn't have someone who is a better player than him because they've played before also in the house. And so it sucks because it was dumb for them to bring her in the first place. And then it's dumb for them to do this competition. But let me just say this. The dumbest thing they could possibly do is now bring her back in a battle back. If you do, like, they just crossed, like, 7 lines. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. She's gone. And, oh, no, I was saying, she is the most deserving winner. Now that she's gone, I honestly don't care, because that's still my opinion. Everyone lost my respect as a player. Whoever wins does not deserve fucking any respect going forward. Do not bring Rachel back. That is the one thing to remember from this podcast. Do not bring Rachel back.
I'll agree with you there. Yeah, I think that would ruin everything.
I have mixed feelings on Battleback.
Oh.
Okay. Really fun. I also have mixed feelings about a comp being an elimination round as well. They did that that's the first thing they did in 16 or in 18.
Yeah.
Which I will say it's so much more reasonable to have that be like the very first thing.
They did
the
in
very
25
first thing
too.
in jury.
I agree.
So like that is something that has been a part of Big Brother before. I keep seeing a lot of content of people saying this is like completely antithetical to the core of Big Brother. It's like,
they've done this before. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, the truth is it is antithetical to the core. It just Big Brother fucking sucks, or the production sucks, and they just do this over and over again. Sorry, not to cut you off.
I forgot where I was going with it.
Sorry.
You fool.
I know, my bad.
I have a lot of thoughts about the twist. I wanted to go over, I think, a few things first. And that's how Rachel leaving is going to affect the game. And we'll see if the cast takes this as a wake-up call and they let this be the beautiful thing that it can be. I think this is going to really, it has the potential to reset the board going into the end game. A lot of the pieces are in a lot more free of positions. Everyone is in a lot more like level of a playing field now that Rachel is gone and all of the game doesn't have to flow through her or against her. I think the only person it really objectively hurts is Ashley, but that's the risk that you run when you put all of your social capita into one other player.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Do you have something?
You go first.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Ashley is also the only player left in the house who benefited from Rachel being there. You know what I mean? Like, in that, I mean, obviously Will does because he's on, and also Morgan, by the way. Fucking, that's crazy. But, yeah, her leaving, it changes the context of the game more than it does. I mean, the sides of the house have stayed the same. No one has, really changed anything. Ava and Lauren had their relationship a couple weeks ago, so it hasn't. But the entire context changed, which is what I was saying about Vince, where it's like, his entire game got fucking blown. I mean, because Rachel is gone, he is the most likely winner, in my opinion, now. It is wide open for him in a way that other people on the other side are saying he's not going out till Final Four. Like, Ashley and Will are talking to each other saying that. Because, let's start talking about this week. It makes me so mad. Let's start talking. We have to start with Lauren to start talking about it, though.
Okay, yeah, we can get to thoughts on the twist at the end. But yeah, all right, go ahead since you're popping off.
Yeah, I'm sorry. If you want to talk about the twist, that's fine. My opinion is don't bring Rachel back. That's kind of...
Yeah. I would love to see Rachel back as a personal, thing, but I do agree, for the sake of the game, we're kind of past that. I feel like every time we've seen a battle back, at least in my opinion, Brendan, Cody... I haven't seen too many past that. I know Jared, right?
And Cameron.
Yeah.
But I think they've all been kind of not really worth it in my opinion. So
no, never is.
I feel like everyone started out mad that she was a returning player, and they were kind of oh great, she's just going to steamroll the whole season especially because of how she was before. Mm-hmm. But it turned into people really loving her and appreciating her, and I'm not saying never play again, even though I kind of agree, don't be like Janelle and play 4 times. But I feel like she's leaving off on her legacy at a perfect point. Everyone's mad, everyone wants more of her, everyone loves her. I feel like this is the perfect place to exit and have this be where she kind of takes her break for now.
Yeah, you leave them wanting more. I very much agree. I think this is her kind of going out on top, even more so than her winning in a sense. I think her getting like screwed by a twist is going to have everybody talking about her and talking about her very favorably, and like she died the hero, and this is great for her legacy, I think.
So I remembered what I was going to say earlier. I think that this, if this is going to be a battle back, I think it's going to be a lot more fair than other battle backs, because with the others, it's like those people got voted out for a reason, let them stay out. But Rachel didn't get voted out. If the battle back is between people who went out on these kind of like bullshit comps, then I think that like it's kind of more reasonable to have them do a battle back, because then it's like it makes it so it's not as, well, I don't really have the chance, or I don't really want to be back in the game. You're still kind of in the game and like anticipating being back in.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of validity to that. If a comp can take you out, a comp can bring you back in. It feels a lot more fair than someone who got voted out.
I will, yeah, that definitely is more fair. I still think baseline, I don't like any of that happening, but it is interesting though. Also, we're using the term battle back, which is the way that you say it. I don't think if she comes back, it will even be a battle back, because, so one, Keanu's going to get voted out, or theoretically is going to get voted out this week. That means that if they competed for a battle back, she would have the comp thing that he wouldn't, right? He would have gotten actually voted out.
True, yeah.
So unless they're doing like skipping them, and I don't know. But number two, what I've seen online, it's the White Locust Hotel, right? It's not the jury house, and she's eliminated, not evicted, and people can say, oh, that's because of blah, blah, blah. I don't know. What I'm saying is that that's a very clear choice of words, and there's this whole thing, and what I've read is that, or what I've read other theories that people say, is that she is, like, I don't know if we have another example exactly of this, but she's in another place playing a simultaneous Big Brother game, and then at the end of the week, if she wins a comp, or I don't fucking know, then she's gonna come back.
It's like Zombie Week.
Yeah, right. And I'm almost thinking, to be honest with you, maybe there's like this triple eviction, and what it actually becomes is, oh, Rachel's back, and now it's 2 normal evictions, or something like that. Like, I kind of think something like that is gonna happen still. And also, like, there is so much uproar about this. Everyone is getting baited so hard and they're tweeting so many times. That's what they want. She's coming back. They're just doing this shit to make you mad. She'll tweet about it. Then she'll come back. You'll tweet a bunch again. They win no matter what they do. Capitalism.
Yeah, God, I really fucking hope not. I think her leaving is good for the story of the season too. I didn't mention this before. I said this in our group text. Fuck what I said about Zach. This is Ned Stark dying. This is like the big catalyst that is going to dictate the rest of the plot and what happens going forward. Everything is going to tie back to this in some way. And letting her come back is going to just completely cheapen everything.
Well,
we diagrammed the house.
Yeah.
After Rachel left, and it was interesting comparing it from like this week to the previous week, where like so many knots came undone, and so many people are like just connected only to one person instead of even like being connected to someone through someone else.
It's let's just look at the diagrams, huh? So I'll put these on there for them. I don't have my week 8 diagram downloaded, so that is what it is. Let's take a look at this. So this is generally what we see the setup of the houses this week. If you want to know what the week 8 diagram was, Rachel was here and Mickey was here, right? So Mickey leaves, that's whatever. Rachel leaves. There's this gap here now. Morgan she didn't have like a connection to Rachel like Ava, like Ashley, like Will did, but because she had been jumping around and Rachel kind of didn't like her, but she was on her side of the house because of the connection to Rachel. As soon as Rachel leaves, suddenly Morgan only has Vince. She goes from the position that she had, being in the middle, playing a great game. She's not in the middle anymore. She's not even on a side of the house anymore. Yeah. She is completely alone, connected to Vince, and it's crazy. Like, Morgan, I did not know Rachel was that important, but like her being connected to Vince on this side and Rachel to this on this side, that was the middle for her. And with Rachel leaving, she's not playing. She wasn't connected to Will or Ashley or Ava in any real way. It's crazy. anyways, that's her game. Okay, so then let me just keep on going through these diagrams. Because at the end of the diagram, you'll be able to respond in a more real way. Here we go. So here is the first side of the house. It's Lauren. She's in the center. Her winning the HOH has solidified this, but this is the same position she was in last week with everyone connected to her on that side of the house. Ava, you see, is a little bubble because she's not really on this side of the house, but
she's just connected to Lauren.
She's connected to Lauren in what I call the Breakfast Club.
Dude, your meme of this was so fucking good.
That one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's really good. Okay, and then here's the whole house setup post veto, right? Or well, I didn't put the fucking veto sign on Keanu, but he's there. He's the nominee. He went up today. So, as you can see, the Breakfast Club is there. Ava is Turtles.
Wait, we got the Teen Girl Squad?
Yeah, the Teen Girl. I thought that was pretty. I went for one movie. I decided to look for media for the other name too. So,
yeah.
A Homestar Runner reference for all you. So yeah, how I look at it is Lauren is here with all of her friends, and then like these guys are just kind of connected. Vince is connected to Lauren and like kind of Keanu, but not in any real way, and then connected to Morgan. And then there's the three on the other side of the house, and then Morgan is just by herself. So.
I think I would draw one more line, potentially, and that's between Vince and Ava, now that she picked him first to go in the elimination comp.
Planting seeds.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
And I don't know, I think that was more to do with keeping Lauren safe than it was keeping Vince, but like that is the strategy and that's the social game aspect of that competition that I think is really interesting. Something I was going to bring up. So we've talked about it kind of briefly before, but we've done our own Big Brother game that like all of us here have played. I hosted. And this was basically something that I came up with independently. I had this idea before, like Reindeer Games even did it. And I thought it was kind of cool. So it also kind of sucks seeing the reception of it being so bad.
I think it was cool.
Thank you.
Elimination? You mean the...
When we did the daisy chain.
No, in this game.
Like what just happened with Rachel.
Wait,
like they choose the next person to go do the competition.
Right, okay, yeah, in that way, I see.
But I think that like, I don't know, the way that you did it was like kind of purely just the social comp aspect.
Right,
like,
for
sure. Yeah.
If a competition could be only social.
Right. It kind of wasn't a competition. It was just you choose one person to keep safe.
It's just a short
they choose
round.
someone to keep safe. It's just a very short round.
Once you include the like, now it's a competition and you don't even get the same amount of time as a person who came before you.
Mm-hmm.
Then it just comes down to who did it the worst. Then that's kind of shitty to go out like that.
As a comp, if it's not the person that it runs out on is out of the game, if it's instead of the person who runs out on is out of the competition, and then you do another round, and the person who comes in who gets, because then it's like, yeah, you pick who you want to, and you can get them out. That's like a normal comp that I'd be okay with. But yeah, you can't just get eliminated from a comp.
Yeah, it's I don't know. Anyway, we did this when we did this for our game. We did this competition in like 5 minutes, which was kind of the whole point. I only threw this in there because we had so many people. We had only an amount of time to work with, so you have to start getting people out kind of quickly. Big Brother doesn't necessarily have that problem. They backed themselves into that own corner on their own. They didn't need to have 9 people with 4 weeks left in the game. That's just kind of bad planning and
they
scheduling
invented
on their
double
part.
evictions themselves.
So I don't know, whatever. That's their own fault. But I think that it would have been nicer if we could have had a little more time with that. I would have liked to have seen a little more deliberation, exactly like this. What I kind of understand is that Ava was pressured by Rachel to just not pick Lauren. Rachel really wanted Lauren to be targeted in this comp. And so Ava's like, okay, I won't pick Lauren, but I will pick someone who is for sure going to pick Lauren. And so so maybe it doesn't have as much to do with her wanting to keep Vince safe as much as it had to do with her wanting to keep Lauren safe. But either way, that's the social aspect of this competition. Mm-hmm. And I think Ava did that in a really good way and just completely backstabbed Rachel right here. Like that's kind of fucking cold, to be honest.
Well...
And I had a final 2.
And they had a final 2.
Ava has been like not like anti-Rachel, but she has not been on Rachel's side like since the final 2 conversation, which is when I've heard her not. I mean, like
she definitely realized it was only because she was in power that week, and she said it multiple times. I feel even before this happened.
Exactly, and that's, yeah. I think with your conversation about Ava and Vince, I agree. I think that she is realizing right now that there are a group of people who are going to be picked off, and that the real players here are her, Vince, Lauren, Ashley, Morgan, and there's not a whole bunch of reasons. I mean, Will's probably going to make it further than a couple of those people I just mentioned, but yeah, I think she realizes that Vince is someone that's important to keep close, even if you don't want to take him to Final 2. He's probably going to be with you there at Final 4, and you need to make sure that you're not his target at that point.
If I can slightly change the subject, I feel like what you talked about with this being like when Ned Stark dies, like this is what sets things off, except this cast is almost so boring that I almost don't have any faith that anything fun will actually happen, besides like Vince turning on Morgan and taking her out, or like, you know, like one of the sides turning on each other.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of faith. Like Lauren, boring. Kelly, boring. Keanu, now without the frenemies situation, you know, whatever.
Just a bad player.
Kind
Well,
of, yeah,
I think,
so.
yeah, that is kind of the thing. The cast isn't, I mean, so far, right? It's only been like a few days, but so far it doesn't seem like a whole lot has really changed. They're kind of just doing what they have been doing, and Rachel just isn't there. But I think part of what I like to try to do here is build a little bit of a storyline and just kind of try to get a little hype about things. And I think that is the most hype way to view what's happening. It's completely in the players' hands. And yeah, if I can be honest, I do kind of agree with you a little bit. I don't think they'll take full advantage of what they have been handed here. But what they have been handed is an opportunity to completely reshape the narrative and to just take control of everything that's going to happen from now on, and big characters could emerge, big moves could come out, some blindsides, some betrayals. Dude, if Morgan or Vince cut each other at Final 3, that's like stuff of legends. That's the kind of shit that we love to see.
On the feeds earlier today, Keanu was campaigning to Vince in the gym, saying like, I'm mostly just saying like, Lauren's probably going to win this. She's had like the 2 HOHs and 2 Vita, or I'm just naming all of her accomplishments, just saying that over and over. And then Keanu says something like, I still want it, or Keanu says, I still want you, me, and Kelly to be Final 3 at the end. And Vince says, oh, I would love that. I mean, and then lets Keanu just keep talking.
Yeah. He's clearly like having thoughts about Morgan there is what you're thinking. Yeah.
Or just any number of the other Final 3 seasons.
Sure, yeah, because I mean, dude, he's got his hand in every pot, and so I love that.
I don't know why they have not cut him yet. Like, I would love to see him leave.
Listen, I think
like Janelle cutting Will. Like, I'd love to see that.
No, but people hate to admit it, but like Vince is good.
I think he is wasting his God-given talent for being a bad person. That's what I think. He's too worried about people liking him. Brother, it's not going to happen. You're in a game about being evil. No one's going to like you. Just be evil. It's fine. I think Vince pisses me off because he obviously has the build, and going into the season, he's obviously gonna be the best player probably until Rachel comes in, and now you get the limpy side of him. But sorry, I want to go back to, you were saying boring house. I would disagree with you. But any time before, was it Saturday when the feeds came back on?
Yeah.
I would have so disagreed with you. This season has been fucking insane and so entertaining. They're all bad players.
And not just because of Rachel.
Yeah, not just because of Rachel. Because they are all terrible at playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And they all think they're so good at it. And just in general, they are... they're all so full of themselves that they just assume that they are going to... And they just do shit like take out their own teammates because they assume at round 3 they need to worry about that instead of worrying about getting the people out who are talking shit on you in the house. And like, I think it's been so entertaining. But then the feeds come back on, and in the last 3 days, I have heard like everyone in the house list off their eviction order, and it's all the same. Everyone agrees who is going to be in Final Four because I don't know, Rachel leaves and suddenly it just like removes all this like, oh, who knows what's going to happen from their mind, and then just go, well, none of us really like those people, so let's just get, and that's why Keanu's going to go this week, is just because, I don't know, Rachel left and suddenly no one wants to be interesting anymore. So I agree. It might get kind of boring. Does anyone have anything to say to that? Because I have something else to go on to.
I don't think that it's, well, if Keanu doesn't win Blockbuster and he does go home, it will get boring. I think that if Keanu
That's a good point.
If Keanu stays, then it won't.
He's the bull in the china shop.
Yeah.
And rest in peace, if Ashley stays, then it will continue being pretty entertaining, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that they're going to stop picking fights with each other.
Yeah.
I would love it if Ashley and Keanu stayed. And Will.
And
I
Will
would have
left?
sacrificed
Yeah,
Will.
Will
I
is-
love Will, but
Yeah.
if I can't evict Kelly, I would like for it to be Will.
Yeah, as a viewer, Will is who I would want to leave the most. He definitely brings the least of anyone in this cast, except maybe Lauren, but she's HOH, so that's not happening.
As a Feeds viewer, I want Ashley to go so badly, but alas.
As a viewer, period, I want Kelly to leave.
That's fair.
As
That's
someone
also
with
fair.
eyes.
Yeah. I can't remember if this is the thing I was going to say before. Have you been listening to Rap's live updates the last couple of days?
No, this is the exact kind of scenario where I am not going to listen to RHAP because I'm sure it is all just so annoying, so doomsday, so negative, so there's nothing good or redeemable about this cast, and I don't want to listen to that because I disagree, frankly.
It's not quite that bad. It definitely is like, if you think that Rachel leaving was good, that is obviously you're wrong, which is pretty annoying. But anyways, something he said, I think either on the one today or the one yesterday's, Vince went around to Keanu, Morgan, Lauren, and Kelly. I think maybe it was just the three, within like 2 hours of each other, and said, yeah, we have a final two. I'm taking you to final two, to all of them. So you brought that up earlier, and it's like, yeah, not only does he have these final twos, he's like reaffirming them. Like he knows what he's doing. This isn't on accident. He's trying to have this spread. Anyways.
Yeah, he's doing listen, we're chill town. We move in silence. We're like ninjas. Say that to Chicken George, get Erica on board, get Janelle on board, and just hope none of them compare notes.
Chicken George should have made it.
It's interesting that the people in the house still think that the guy in the cheat mans is going to be loyal to their fight.
I know. Well, and especially after every single person in the house who thinks that, he's already fucked them over like 2 or 3 times, and they still think that. It's
Dude,
crazy.
I mean, this is the sauce. Like when we see it with Dan, we're like, oh my god, he's so good, he's got the mist. And when you see it with Vince, all of a sudden it's like, yeah, but I don't like him, so I'm not going to give him any credit. Dude, he's doing good fucking work.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Up until Rachel got involved in his game, which is whenever he had power, which is why he shouldn't have won the first HOH, he should not have won the other HOH. Like, he would not be in the position he's in right now if he hadn't won those. He'd be in a better position, in my opinion. But, yeah, if Rachel hadn't been in the house, he'd look a lot better than he does. But, anyways, that's where she is now.
Yeah, I don't know, it's the same thing with Vince as it always is. He just can't resist taking out his own allies. He's bad when he's in power, but when he's not in power, he looks like a really good player, I think.
And, sorry, do you guys have something to say? I just keep on talking.
Why are we talking about Lauren?
Vince.
At the moment.
I was just reading about trying to give my thoughts about Lauren's noms, but yeah, Vince, I don't know. I really don't want to give him any credit, but yeah, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do to get where he needs to go. I just think he's kind of like an annoying little crybaby, and that annoys me. I don't want an annoying little crybaby to win.
He is.
Being an annoying little whiny crybaby can be a strategy. I don't know that makes you good, though.
Not a good one.
I still say put him in solitary confinement and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that, like, I agree with you. His whiny baby stuff is annoying. It's actually it's the same thing with Morgan, but the people who are good in this house, the way they go about it, it's really annoying. It's not I don't appreciate watching it. After the fact, after I've complained about it, I realized, wait, that was actually good gameplay. But it sucks to watch. And actually, do you have something to say to that?
No, keep going.
With Vince's thing, I think like the crybaby thing is working for him, right? That's what he's doing. The problem with him, for me, is he's not self-aware enough to know, like, you're playing on that. Yeah, which I said earlier in the season, like, do that, and he's doing it now. And he just needs, which is the same thing with his first HOH, now he just needs to be a little bit more aggressive. Like, you've got them, and you can cry whenever you want to, and they will immediately forgive you. Now, you need to not fucking sit in bed all day and only talk to Morgan. You need to, you need to do more, be more aggressive with what you're doing. Anyway, that's the thing, is it's like he gets himself into good positions, and he doesn't take advantage of it in the way that he should. And
he's not, like, self-aware enough to, like, enunciate what he's doing to us, I feel.
Yes.
Like Chelsea.
For sure.
So it's almost like everything is happening to you kind of on accident, so that makes it so you're not as good.
I think it's Morgan will also, like, shut down after she goes on the block, but she shuts down for a day and then she locks in and she wins her veto.
Yeah.
And I would bet that if she were to not win that veto, she would lock in and campaign for herself after that. She wouldn't continue to be whining and crying to everyone. And
yes.
The difference is, like, Vince never locks in. He doesn't do it when he's HOH. He doesn't do it when he's on the block. He barely locks in a minuscule amount more than Mickey, who was trying a minuscule amount not to win the veto so that he would have a chance.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with that. The thing that's annoying is, like, it's okay because he's still in the game. And I've said this before, like, one of the things about both this game and with soccer is that you can never say whether something was good or bad unless there is an overt, they scored a goal, you scored a goal, right? Everything else is kind of here or there. And that type of stuff, it's like, he's still in the game, but I think if he were able to take advantage of some of the situations he get in, he'd be in a better position than he is now. Which, as I said, I think he's the most likely winner still. So still, like...
I mean, that's something that you can say for anybody. And I'm not going to say I think Vince is, like, an amazing player. I think he's a decent player. If he won this season, I'd put him, like, I don't know, mid-tier among winners. Maybe, like, approaching bottom 10. Like, not, like, a great winner by any means. But, like, no player is perfect. Any player would have done better had they made better decisions along the way.
Or if Rachel wasn't in the house.
I don't know if that's true.
I think Vince would look like I think I already said this, would look like a much better player if she was never in the house. Right?
Yeah.
I think that, like, that's my biggest problem is that, like, that's there, but that's the game if you are playing football and you're playing a really good team, if you want to win, you have to be better than them. And it doesn't suck that it sucks that they're really good. You got to be better than them. And so, yeah, but that being said, he doesn't have to be better than Rachel, who's played 3 times, to be a good player. I agree he has that about him. I also think, it's frustrating the way the season has gone. But maybe at the end of the season we'll look back and be like, yeah, he's a good player. Not that good, but pretty good. And maybe he'll play again and he'll look a lot better.
I feel like it's... Sorry, guys. I feel like it's also kind of redundant to say, oh, the season would have sucked anyway without Rachel, because we didn't know and they didn't have the chance to, like, kind of duke it out for themselves, I feel.
Exactly.
And we all said this
her.
cast looks great before Rachel was announced. We were all so excited about this cast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I think every player is going to get a reappraisal after the season. They always do. And I think also to...
Reappraisal.
Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. It's, I think Jag has gotten a massive reappraisal. I think a lot of people look at his benefits, the things that he's good at, when at the time everybody was talking about how Matt should have won and how Jag's a terrible player. And granted, I still think Matt should have won that season, but a lot of people have come around to the things that do make Jag a good player. And I think that's going to happen for every player on this season. Once it's over, they're going to get a good reappraisal. And I think something that you said about Vince that I kind of wanted to come back at something with, you were talking about how...
He's a little baby.
No, holy fuck, there's no way I just lost this right as I was about to say it. You said that he, like, kind of is in a good position on accident. I think that there's, and I'm gonna fucking shout out Jumpman Ryan on Reddit. He said this one time. I think about it all the time. There's a difference between doing something on accident and having good instincts. I think Vince maybe doesn't make good decisions intentionally, but he makes good decisions instinctually. And it's not that he's getting there on accident, it's that he's getting there and he doesn't really know why he did this, but it was the right decision and he felt that it was the right decision. And I believe in that for Vince.
He's like a... Sorry, gone.
Yeah, dude, it's in the water, yeah.
It's in the beer.
Yeah, once you're on camera, it's just, you're fucked.
It's interesting that you say that. I definitely would not say that Vince is in a good position on accident. I think he works
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I think he works very, very, very hard for the position that he's in. I think that he's worked a little bit too hard and gotten himself in a worse position because of that. I think an example of someone who's in a good position on accident is Ava, who, she's just a cool person. People like her. They don't want to get her out of the house. They're not threatened by her. She has flubbed, like you were just talking about with the Vince stuff. She's not building that relationship, and it's the same thing with Kelly. Kelly should be her, because she didn't put her up on the block. She just fucking flubbed that. She doesn't really care. She's just a likable person. She's kind of trying to turn it on right now, and you can see that, but I think Vince works really hard to be where he is. Sometimes too hard.
I'll disagree about Ava. I think that she also works very hard to be where she is, because similar to the only win whenever you have to strategy. I feel like
only be awake whenever you have to.
Well, her napping has worked out for her. She has heard so much tea because no one's checking the beds.
That's how.
So I can't blame her for continuing to do it. It's working.
Right.
But I think that she's operating under a only make relationships whenever you have to. If you don't like a lot of the people in the house, Will's kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But Ava's just doing it better because she's within the age range of everyone else in the house.
Well.
But sorry. She did something for Vince to protect Lauren, who Vince will absolutely turn on Morgan for. 100%. Already did.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if that is the case, if he will already turn on Morgan, who's to say that he won't do something to save Ava for Lauren? Especially since Ava just did something so nice for him.
Sure. I don't think he's doing anything for Lauren. I think he does not value Lauren at all. He is treating her worse than Keanu.
I think, and I don't know, I haven't seen too many people talk about this. I haven't been hella watching the feeds. We haven't seen the episode yet. If I had to guess, I think the main reason Vince chose Lauren over Morgan is because there's a good chance Morgan picks Ashley to go next or picks Rachel to go next. Lauren is definitely not doing that. And so I think that is probably what played into it.
In the comp?
Yeah.
Just barely. Also, Morgan keeps on losing comps unless she's on the block. So she might have gotten fucking sent home instead of Rachel if he picked her. Which I think might have been his thought also.
She admitted to throwing that comp.
So
Wait, what?
She was doing a little walk across the backyard with Ashley, and she said she should and could have tried harder at the comp, but she didn't. She forgot that HOH was a part of it, and so she didn't try as hard as she should have. She thinks that she could have beat Lauren if she had actually tried at the comp.
No, but again, none of us have seen the comp because the episode got delayed for some reason.
Worst time for them to do this.
Serious.
Well, it's because of fucking NFL. It happens every single year.
It's like you said, this week, do the double eviction last week, and then we don't have to fucking do this week. It's insane. That's all I had to say about that.
Do you want to talk about Morgan?
Wait, can we go through this? Sorry, because
That's what I was looking
it's already
at.
good. Yeah, but can we talk about Lauren?
Yeah, let's talk about Lauren.
Anyone?
Boring. Don't care that much.
Okay, now listen. Number one, I drafted Lauren because she's the hot one. And so I like her just because of that, right? And so like with Patrick, with Kelly, I'm a little bit biased. I drafted her. Here we go. So firstly, my first note, which I made later, was LOL at me saying she should get close with Ashley because she just put her on the block, and that's not happening now. But this is my point with Lauren, okay? So many people, both outside the house and inside the house, have been talking shit on her and blah, blah, blah. 2 HOHs, 1 veto, 0 nominations. She has the most HOHs in the house right now, or tied for most HOHs in the house right now.
She got a good social game.
By the way, Rachel, who everyone is like, wow, she's played so good. She hadn't gone on the block even once. And obviously she's a vet, and I understand that. She had 1 HOH with no going on the block. So Lauren's playing better than Rachel, who was the front runner before now. I understand what everyone's saying here. I'm just pointing out the fact she's playing the game and acting like because she's 22 and has a really soft voice, she's not playing the game. I think she's playing the game. She's doing more than a lot of other people in the house are. And if her social game isn't quite that, that's fine. But she is doing things. Now, this is the other thing. I think she knows.
Wait, hold on, real quick.
Sorry.
Just to like agree with you and to like compound on what you said. We talk about how she's young, but she's what? Like she's like 22.
22.
You don't get to that age without knowing what about you can use to your benefit. She knows what works for her. She knows that like being cute and having this soft voice and acting a little like, oh, I'm so worried, I don't know what to do. She knows that fucking works for her. It's
Right.
not like she's not playing.
She said that in her intro video too. Something along the lines of, I think the other players will underestimate me because I am so young.
Yeah.
They won't even realize that I am actually playing the game. And I think that similar to Vince having a lack of
Awareness.
not lack of awareness, a lack of cam talks, a lack of telling the viewers what he is doing. I think she's kind of doing the same, where it seems like she also maybe got here kind of by accident.
Yeah.
But no, she knows what she sounds like. She's Gen Z. She has had a third perspective of herself her entire life.
Mm.
She has that view kind of inherently to her, so she knows, like you said, what works for her and how to use that to her advantage.
I'll agree. I don't think that she's unaware of who she is and everything like that. I think that it just is too bad that isn't just how she isn't very effective in. Well, I mean, I agree. This is the deal. 0 nominations. She's won 2 HOHs and still is not a threat. You have to respect a naturally tiny target. You have to. Because, that is something. Does she have a lot of win equity? That's a different question. She is in a great position right now. She's probably playing it up. I'm not saying that she's not playing it up. Other people are. I'm defending her, and I'm saying she's playing the game. She's playing the game. It's just her personality makes her come off a certain way.
And the fact that she is playing the game does come through whenever she's in one-on-ones with people that she's aligned with. I've seen
unless you
people,
listen to Taryn, but yeah.
And I see people online who time about stories with Vince, but behind or in front of the people she's talking shit about, it's I don't know.
What do you expect her to
do? And, first of all, she is just 22. Secondly, what do you expect her to do? She has, maybe this is the strategy for the house, and Ashley has her play dumb strategy, but she let other people that she's aligned with in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Other people know that she's smart, and they had to catch her and say oh, you need to dumb it down a little bit. So who's to say that Lauren isn't doing the same thing?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I agree with you. I don't hate on Lauren as much as a lot of other people do.
The house guests are doing so this is what I've written down. People don't think she's doing a whole lot, and I'm not sure why, because as I just listed off, she's the only person in the house who has not been nominated. That means something. It definitely means something. Derek gets a bunch of praise because of that. That means something, right? But there's 2 reasons why. One, the she's young thing. She talks quiet, is super indecisive, which could be her playing a role or could be whatever. That's one part of it. The other thing is Morgan is doing violent propaganda against her. It is the Cold War, and Morgan is trying to fucking do colonialism in Vietnam right now. It's it has worked so well that now Will and Ashley are also doing that stuff, and Keanu's doing that stuff. Morgan has infected the house with anti-Lauren stuff, when she hasn't done shit. She just won 2 HOHs and never went on the, but it's working. And that's, I think that along with the way she is as a person, Morgan's vitriol against her has really harmed her, where people they see her as the enemy, which is what Morgan does, and she's really good at it. Bullying works if you're Morgan.
I think more than just Morgan have been talking shit on her since the beginning. I mean, Rachel has been talking shit about Lauren since
but like
the house, and Ashley also had been, whether or not that's like too fitting or whatever. She also had been doing that before Rachel had left and before Morgan had really cracked down on it since getting into a showmance with Vince. Yeah, just essentially that whole side of the house has always hated Lauren because she's young and cute and sweet.
I think
she's doing a lot of the carrying here.
There's a big difference between hating someone because they're on the other side of the house versus doing what Morgan is doing, which is controlled propaganda, saying specific things to different people, and like specifically going on propaganda runs, talking to someone for 20 minutes and then moving to another person, and like that. This is what she does.
For sure, but her work was already made easy for her, at least with Lauren, because none of them liked her to begin with.
That's fair.
I would like to say I've never shown Lauren for her age or the fact that she's pretty. It's the fact that she's just kind of boring to me, and I get annoyed with people who, it's like my situation with Vince, like I get annoyed with people who are just whiny little babies and I just don't know what to do, I'm scared. I'm over you already, stop.
Yeah, her casting spot maybe could have gone to someone a little more entertaining. I will not defend Lauren as far as that goes. I don't think she's the most intriguing person to watch have a conversation. And also, on your point with Morgan's just a good player. And also, she knows what works for her, and what works for her is being mean and turning other people against other people.
Yeah, completely agree.
That's my draft.
I have no problem with like viewers thinking that Lauren is boring, or like viewers hating on her for whatever reason. My problem is like since the first week, since before she had her indecisive HOH, they didn't like her. They looked at her and then they said, I have to hate her because of just the way she is. And like even they had preconceived notions of who she was going to be before even getting to know her. And then she's indecisive, and now they can justify these feelings that they have for her. At least that is my interpretation, my read of the room.
Yeah, I don't think it's far off.
I think, just to comment on that, beginning of the game, her and Kat locked up and did not talk to the girl side of the house. We're not friends with the girl side of the house. Whatever reason that is, that's what, they weren't anti-Lauren until like week 2 because and they were anti-Kat at the same time because they were the 2 girls who weren't with the girls. So that's my opinion on that. I think that regardless, there's a bunch of propaganda against Lauren.
They didn't approach Lauren either. Just in the whole scheme, in the whole scheme of things, they did not approach Lauren, or they maybe tried to approach Kat a little bit, and she just Kat suffers from resting bitch face. It's the unfortunate truth, but I think that comes off in a certain way, and that's why Shower Game may have been so.
I was just about to bring that up.
I think if you're a girl who comes in the house saying, I'm gonna be a girl's girl and play the girls game, if you immediately connect with the boys and not the girls, and you can say they didn't try to connect with her, I can't prove anything about that. All I can say is that Lauren, day 2, made a final 2 with Vince, and I never saw her trying to connect. Same with Kat. Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, hold on. Let's move on to the current moment in the game. Sorry, I just have so much more about Lauren to say. Okay, 1, she's in an incredible position right now. Getting the HOH cements that as the center of her side of the house. The problem for me is I don't think she's the type of player to thrive like this. And in all honesty, in this great position, she's probably not that protected like Riley was in his great position, right? Like, she is in a really good position where it doesn't look like people would put her up, but people turn on other people, and that's that. So. And if she's on the block, I don't think she has a lot of people fighting to keep her or voting for someone else over her, except for like maybe Ava and like maybe Kelly, which I guess is all she needs now. But here's the thing: if Morgan was in the position Kelly was in, or Ava, or oh my God, if Morgan was in the position that Lauren was in right now, we could end the game because that she would in this position, Morgan would win the game, no questions asked. Lauren, in the same way that Vince won't be aggressive, Lauren won't be aggressive and take advantage of the position she's in and get all her allies and say, you're my allies. She'll just put up her own fucking ally and then send him home because she wants two people who are going to put her up in the game. And so I don't think she's very likely to win. I think that this is a great position. Not the type of player who this position is going to work out well for her. She's too visible.
Yeah, I think that's a really good read.
So, do we think her nom's bad, good, bad?
So,
I think her noms are pretty
Keanu
good.
Renom for her personally was not the best decision. I do agree. She could have put a, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's...
I guess Morgan did get the veto. I forgot.
If we consider at least my setup of the house, right? Here's Lauren. There are 3 obvious people to put up.
I need a diagram without the pictures so I can see the names.
Let me.
If that's okay.
No, yeah, you're good.
Well, you're not familiar with the Breakfast Club? You don't just know.
I'm not.
So, the obvious answers for her are the people she's not connected to. These 3 here, right? When a 4th player has to go up, and she has to pick between these people, I think it's really interesting to pick the comp beast to go up because, like, obviously, I don't want him comping out. He's your comp beast. Right. He is going to get out Will and Ashley and Ava and Morgan and Vince. Like 5 people before you. Yeah. 5 people before you. Like, and here's the other truth. Right. So along with that, where I think Keanu is the obvious wrong person to try to get out here out of your own allies, I think that Ava leaving wouldn't be as bad. I think that Vince leaving wouldn't be as bad. If you get Keanu out, he's not giving you a jury vote, which is very important for her, which I'll get into later. But with this scenario, if you notice, if there's 2 people on the block, that means that there are 4 voters. Yeah, sorry, wait, am I right? Or no, there's 5 voters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, fucking. Anyways, so I was thinking there are 4 voters. So she gets 2 of her allies, who are 4 of the 5 voters, to vote the way that she wants, and then she gets to decide. There's 5 votes, so she needs Kelly. Assuming Keanu wins the blockbuster, Kelly, Keanu, Ava, and which are her actual allies, and she can evict whoever she wants to. The crazy thing is that she wants to evict Keanu. What? Look at the setup. He's on your side. There are 5. It's insane, and I will tell you here, this is somewhat Ava propaganda. This is Vince propaganda because I don't know if Lauren is into Vince and cannot see the obvious fucking, like, he is actively trying to give you bad information, like 2 or 3 weeks in a row at this point, by the way. Or what, she's completely just blind, and it's all from Morgan too, by the way. Morgan is feeding Vince things. Vince is going and talking to the person he has a relationship with, and it's working out. It's crazy. I have no clue why Keanu is going up. Also, Ava doesn't go home. Why would Lauren is deciding that she wants Keanu out before Will and Ava, Will and Ashley, 2 people who definitely want her out second or third most in the house.
Yeah.
Pisses me off.
I think if Lauren really wanted Keanu out as much as she does, apparently, but also wanted to stay in good graces with him, she shouldn't have tried to backdoor him. She should have put him up before veto and said, like,
there's 4.
I know that you're a comp beast. I know that you can win this. You can use the veto, and then we backdoor Morgan. Mm-hmm. All done.
You're so right.
Get him in on this, and then if he, for whatever reason, he doesn't, or backdoor Ashley if you want, like, Morgan to win, be the other comp beast to oppose. You know, whatever.
Right.
Whatever. Should have put him on the block before veto. And then if he doesn't go home, then she can maintain a relationship with him. But at this point, she doesn't get his vote.
Yeah.
With the block, with 3 people on the block, the veto gets used. What is the one time it didn't get used? Kat didn't use it. And that's 2 seasons of this going on. That's the one time. Assume you're going to put up 4 people, and if you are going to have to put up one of your allies because of that, then put up your ally first and give him 3 chances or 2 chances. What did this person say?
Do you guys think?
If you were athletic, what sport would you play? That's a thought. Okay,
well, listen, Bot. If I was athletic, I would play cricket.
I did cheer.
She did do cheer. State champ. Yeah.
I'd like to be good at soccer, but I live in America, so I'd. Oh, they said I'm not a bot. Oh, well, hey, cool. Sorry, I thought you were a bot. My bad.
It's AI.
Yeah, right, honestly.
Some guy just thinks we're unathletic.
Yeah, soccer is iconic.
Let's go.
Oh,
Alright.
wow, that's a real person.
Check me. Well, thanks for watching.
But do
Oh
you...
my God, there's another person commenting now too. Well, okay, well.
That's a bot.
Yeah. Okay, all right. So let me. As far as her noms go, like I said, those guys were obvious. This is before the veto was played. If someone uses the veto, she should put up Ava or Vince before she puts up Kelly or Keanu, because she loses their jury vote. Which, let me just talk about Lauren's chances here. I'll put up a screenshot of what I view her chances are. Against anyone left in the game here, I think there are 2 opportunities where she wins, and she only wins those 4-3, and that's against Vince, because everyone in the house hates Vince, and she is a person that everyone in the house hates also, so she could get 1 or 2 things. Or against Kelly, because everyone in the house hates Kelly, and but she is what I named her the mid goat, because there are so many goats in this house that she is the mid-level goat. If you take her there and you are not also a goat, you win. The only Lauren. She even loses against Keanu, according to my information. So, and again, what I view it is that against in 7 scenarios, she wins twice, she loses 5 times. So that is, she does not have a good opportunity to win here. She has to get lucky. Either Vince somehow accidentally drags her to the end, or Kelly is still there and somehow they end up together. She should try to take Kelly. Anyways.
But yeah, both really unlikely scenarios, I think.
Yeah, thoughts on?
Oh, they said, what are we talking about?
Who is Lauren? No, we're talking about Big Brother. Big Brother 27.
27.
Yeah, you're watching the Enormous Sibling podcast.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, by the way, guys.
Please watch Big Brother.
You guys have thoughts about the jury vote I have listed here? Anything? Do you disagree with any of them? I mean, obviously, I don't have.
I haven't gone in depth in what I think about jury votes. To be honest, I do agree that her putting up Keanu was not a good decision. I absolutely if you're gonna cut a tie with someone, Ava is a lot less valuable to you than Keanu is. One, Ava is always voting for someone on her side of the house if she's still in there. Lauren is probably second to Kelly and who Keanu is going to be loyal to from now on.
So that's actually what I said. Ava would be better to put up than Vince, because 1, Kelly doesn't win against Ava, and I think she does against Vince. And 2, Ava doesn't vote for Lauren unless none of her side of the house is there, which means half of the time, whereas Keanu and Kelly are guaranteed votes for her against anyone else in the house except for themselves. And so those are the 2 people that she can't put them up. Put up Vince. Also, Kelly and Keanu aren't good at this game, which means that they stick to loyalty, right? Because that's how it's the obvious way to go about it. They will not give you a jury vote if you cut them, because that doesn't make sense for their game. Whereas someone like Vince, he's playing the snake game. He'll get it. And if you're up against fucking Ashley or Will or Keanu or you get Vince's vote against most people other than maybe Morgan or Ava if he respects her game. Anyways.
Yeah, completely agree there. I also agree with the same logic that Keanu had last week when he was HOH. Get Morgan out or get Vince out. It can bring the other one potentially closer to you. Mm-hmm. And in her case, she would want Vince. So yeah, get Morgan out. Obviously, she won veto, so that's not much of
He did try at least, so we have to give him that.
Keanu?
Yeah, he specifically wanted Morgan out, but she ended up winning the veto.
Oh yeah.
Twice in a row.
Smartest, easy. I have not thought of Keanu as being a very good player until last week when he was HOH, and all of a sudden it's you get it, you just don't ever share how you get it with other people or with the cameras.
Or with the right people.
Yeah.
Two thoughts about that stuff that Taryn says. Taryn said Keanu's going to become a good player because he's always on the block. You're forced to play the game when you're there. You're forced to understand the game when you're there. And if you don't go home multiple times in a row, you just learn how the game works. He still has terrible natural instincts, and so he fucks up all the time, but he knows how the game is played, so if he gets to make one decision, he'll make the right decision. It's just when it goes from there.
So can I add something? I feel like because of that, there's a guaranteed chance that he's going to be a returning player. And he might be one of the best returning players.
Keanu?
Yeah.
I could see that.
I feel like if he gets a second season, he's going to be so good.
When I watched his intro package, I did not get the football player from him. He mentioned he was a personal trainer apparently, which I did not notice. But he doesn't come off as a football player, jock, athlete type. That he comes off as a normal dude who likes, like our good friend Chase, a dude who likes, or Jace even, a dude who likes working out, but also is like into normal people shit. He comes into the house and that's not at all how he's like, and I think that's because he's on TV, so he thinks he needs to be a football player again. But yeah, I think maybe knowing how the game is played coming back, yeah, for sure, he could be really good.
I've been holding the opinion that Keanu is not a jock trying to fit into like a nerd archetype. He's a nerd who was forced into becoming a jock in high school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I think he says something kind of like that early in the season. He's like, you look at me and you think I'm a jock, but no, I'm the nerd.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think, a lot of what he has done, I think, lines up with that.
I was going to talk about Morgan, but just since we're talking about Keanu, we should. Now, I wrote this before the veto went up. He didn't know he was in danger, and he should not be in danger. The Lauren winning HOH means it's the same thing with Jimmy earlier this season, where it's like, this doesn't make sense for your game. Yeah, he could comp out, but like, if Vinny goes out before you, maybe he takes Kelly, but I also don't like. It's actually frustrating. If she would have gone up when she won this HOH and said to Keanu, look, or even once the word had gone out that he was going up, if she'd gone up to him and been like, look, I'm going to prioritize you, and I'm not going to put you up this week because I want us to sit in those final two together, he would have fucking folded right then and done everything in his power to get those two, because he just wants a friend and everyone hates him. And it's like, Vince had him, and Lauren has him you just show him a little bit of kindness, but nope, she's going to put him up instead. Sorry, I'm just going to keep on going. So as far as Keanu goes with the jury vote, I think he only wins against Kelly. He loses he loses 6 out of 7 different scenarios, which I did not think this is where he'd be, because I thought that Rachel would still be in the house, but her leaving changes a lot of stuff, where suddenly he is just the comp beast, and people only kind of respect that against people that they don't like. He's also on the wrong side of the house for this jury, because there's 5 people on that side, 4 on this side, so it just doesn't work out great for him.
You'd see him losing against everyone besides Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Will, Ashley. Really?
Yeah,
I honestly,
definitely.
I love Ashley, but I definitely see Keanu winning over Ashley, over Will. Morgan, maybe not.
So, and I think that like there's a lot of opinions about this, because it's hard to say for sure. I think a jury vote, like 9 times out of 10 that I've experienced, pretty much goes the way you'd expect it to, which is the person that they like more, and if that's not possible, the person who played the better game. So with that in mind, imagining Rachel is sitting right here. It's 5 people on this side and it's 4 people on this side. None of these people are voting for any of these people, or any of these 4 people, unless they're against each other, right? Like Vince lost the game for all 5 of these people when he sent Kat home, because these people don't like. Maybe Ava would vote for Lauren in some situations, but she's still picking Will or Ashley, and she would have picked Rachel above her too. So, that's my opinion, is that generally this side of the house is going to win over this side of the house, because these guys are all friends. These guys weren't even friends. They were just floaters together, and now they're kind of friends, but these guys are all going to vote for each other to win. Except for Ava won't vote for Morgan. Morgan's not really in the house. But, any more thoughts about Keanu?
I would like to see him win personally, and if he doesn't win overall, I could see him doing AFP.
In my head, I kind of put together a tier list of who I think would be a satisfying winner. In the top tier, I have Morgan, Vince, Keanu. Mm-hmm. I think those are the 3 players where if they win, it'll be a satisfying win for the season. I will feel like the story arc has come to a good conclusion. And a lot of that for Keanu has just been, he's had a little bit of that underdog. He's kind of ridden both sides a little bit, rode the middle. And so his win, I think, would be pretty good. I think Morgan would probably be the best in terms of, I think she's kind of the best player.
Yeah.
And Vince has also just been so important to the storyline. Him winning, I think, would be satisfying to see. In the middle tier, there's Ashley, Ava, Lauren, probably in that order. I think Ashley has had a lot of good reads. I don't think she's left a super huge mark on the season, but she's probably the smartest player of those three. Who else did I say? Ava, same kind of thing. She has won an HOH comp and put up the right nominees, so we know that she has, like, at least she's not making bad decisions when she's in power, but the impact she's left on the game I don't think is very big either. And also Lauren, who's won the most competitions of these three in this tier and has a great social game, I also think has not left that big of an impact. So, like, they're all kind of in that middle tier with each other. At the bottom is Will and Kelly. I do not think either of them winning would be a good conclusion to the season. Kelly, I think for obvious reasons, no one really likes her that much. I really think she has, like, zero chance of winning in the first place. Will, I think, could win against some people, but it's just, like, he did nothing, dude. Like, if he was not on the season, it would be exactly the same. Like, no impact on the season.
Like Kevin.
And it's like, nothing against him. I love Will, and he's in a good position, but the win equity is just not there.
I think I would argue he does, like, I think he does have a pretty good social game.
Yeah.
He does.
I don't know what exactly the track record for, like, older men who play the game is and, like, how often they make it to jury happens.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that, I don't know, he hasn't been on the block that many times. I feel like
Once, right? Or twice?
I think this is the second time.
Twice. No,
Yeah.
this is the third time.
This
This is the third time?
He won
Oh.
2 times in a row.
That's right,
Oh.
yeah.
He pulled a chemo.
Yeah. I don't want to place any bets on how far I think he'll go if he doesn't go home this week. But I think that, yeah, if the not winning anything until you need his strategy is a good strategy, I think also the just kind of chilling, just because kind of floating by is a good strategy. He's a lot like Eva in that, like, they kind of forget about him every once in a while. It's like, oh, he's barely even a consideration for
Yeah.
many things just because it's just some guy around the house.
Yeah.
Right, and I think I don't think he has a good chance of really going home. I think he's in a good position as far as safety because he is not really winning things. He is kind of staying out of everything that is happening, but I think almost to his detriment. I don't think that him, like, if you're not winning competitions, if you're not really doing things like that, you're playing that sort of way, you should still have your hand in decisions that are being made.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that he really is that much, like, a lot more passively than actively. And so that's why I kind of think if he won, I would feel so like, okay, fucking whatever. It'd be like if fucking Erica won season 7. It's like, I guess, yeah, you did it, but, like, who fucking cares?
I just feel like his game is so similar to Ava's, and, like, yeah, Ava has had an HOH and Will hasn't, but, like, that's one HOH. Is it that big of a difference?
Yeah. It's not just the HOH. To me, it's the fact that she did the exact right thing with her HOH.
Which, it is fair. I just also think that, like, as long as it's not me, who cares, is a pretty good way to make it through the house. Like, the goal is to make it to the end somehow.
Yeah.
The winning goal is make it to the end in the best way possible. But I think that, I don't know, I think kind of, I've always thought that, like, floater and coaster games are kind of underappreciated.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I feel like you guys are talking about Will's game in a different way than his game should obviously be talked about. Because, like, yeah, has he done a lot in the game? No. This week, he's not leaving. The other weeks he was on the block, he wasn't leaving. Right? For the foreseeable future, I can't think of anyone in the house that he's sitting next to and leaves. Like, maybe, like, Morgan or Vince in the right situation, but as far as I see, he's not leaving. And actually, this is the main point. Because the idea of him leaving, that plays a big part in this. He in my jury count, wins 6 times out of 7. He is the clear front runner if it wasn't for just the context of life and he's the old guy and they're going to send him out at Final Five because that's how it always happens, because he's just easy to get rid of, right? Which is kind of the similar thing as Lauren. He's in a great position, but the thing is this, is that with, there's someone else that I was saying this about, that when we get to them I'll see it, but like, it's really, really hard to shoot a puppy dog. It's much, much harder to shoot yourself by shooting someone else and then having that bullet come back at you immediately the next week. And people all the time are going to shoot the puppy dog over shooting someone who's actually them leaving is going to hurt them directly. Ashley is the only person who's actually hurt by him leaving. And so though he is not a threat, and he's going to get taken out just on some random double, just like Terrence, and that's just how it's going to go. But I think this is the thing with the jury vote. You see Will sitting there against fucking anyone else and you're not voting for Will. I disagree. I think if Will is sitting there, he wins. The only situation I can see him losing is against Vince, because if maybe for some reason Kelly, Keanu, and Lauren say we are going to get behind our side of the house and have Vince win, then maybe Vince could beat him. But like I'm telling you, you're sitting there and you're voting and you see Will, this guy who is incredible. He is 50 years old. He's served our nation. He's raised girls, and most of the people who are in this are girls who have a very close relationship and look at it as like a father. He's winning the game if he's there. He's just not going to make it there, which is kind of my similar opinion of Ava. If that person is there, people like voting for people that they want, and if they really like someone and they hate everyone else in the house, I think he wins. I think that you're going to have a 50-year-old guy get to the final seat and you're not going to vote for him. I disagree. I think that he wins, but he's not going to get there.
I don't know. I'm not necessarily talking about who I think is going to win. I'm talking about who winning would be a satisfying conclusion to the season. Will winning is not that.
I think Will winning would be satisfying in that, like, you tell me the difference between this Will's game and Dr. Will's game. You tell me that.
Do you have 5 hours?
Listen, he is on the block twice, has now maneuvered himself out of the block, and up until the week where he has to go up because the other side of the house wins and there's only 3 people on this side of the house, he has maneuvered himself away this entire time. If he gets to Final 2, you got, like, right now, I agree with you. There's not much to his game. If he were to get to Final 2, that's a great fucking game. You win 0 comps. Yeah. You're just the old guy who everyone loves, and you make it to the Final 2. But I don't think he's going to make it there.
What do you got to say?
Actually, I just realized there might be a better moment later down the road once we get to talking about Ashley.
All right. I mean, I just got to say this. Brother, if Will was not on this season, it would have played out the same way.
Yeah.
If Dr. Will had never been in the game, we would not have, like, 3 steps of the meta accomplished immediately in the first real season that we got right off the bat with Dr. Will. Listen. He left a bigger impact on this game than probably anyone could ever leave ever. And part of that is the benefit of being on the first real season, but like, dude, we got so lucky that on the first real season, there was a guy on it who knew how to subvert and exploit the game to the level that he did. Like, everyone who plays this game is standing on the shoulders of Dr. Will because he set the standard of what to do and how to play this game. If Will wasn't on this season, it would be the exact same.
Just consider this. If Captain Will was on season 2, Boogie just went home. So he's already survived like 7 weeks, right? Which is, I think, like the same amount of time that Will did, if not like 1 week less than Will did. And he now has the same amount of time that Will has after Boogie left to do this. So all I'm saying is this. I'm just saying, if he makes it to Final 2, if he's able to maneuver where he knows everybody likes him, or everyone knows that everybody likes him, he is the most liked person in the house by far. If he doesn't get cut in one of these double evictions coming up, he's done something. That isn't by accident. Like, and this is the other thing. I think, like, again, I brought up Ava is a very likable person, and that's why she's in the position that she is. She's flubbed things. That's not true for Will. He was on the block, and he worked. He wasn't going to bring up the fact that he was in the military. He did that as a tactic. And though I don't respect dudes in the military, and I don't respect people bringing up their jobs because of respect, he didn't do it for respect. He did it because he was on the block, and he needed them to rally around him instead of around Adrian. And then, since then, he got super close with Mickey and Morgan and Ashley and Ava and Rachel, and like, this isn't on accident. He is playing the game. The position he's in isn't on accident. I don't think he will be able to capitalize on it because he's the old guy. But, like, he is playing the game, and I think pretty well. It's just, you don't have to win comps to be part of the game. You do. He is the most insulated person in the house. He can't go out this week.
I don't think he's the least deserving winner. I think he is tied for the least satisfying winner as a viewer.
And I disagree, but I understand where you're coming from. I just think, for me, Will leaving would be a similar type game to Dr. Will, where you got yourself a opposite because people like him, whereas they hated Dr. Will. But, like, he is so liked, it's hard for him to leave. But I just don't think he's going to get there. But if he does, I respect it.
I think how you started out, you take Will, put him back 25 years ago. As a 25-year-old, he's definitely acting like Dr. Will in the BB2 house.
Yeah.
You take Dr. Will now, put him in the BB house, perhaps without his previous experience, he might be playing an under-the-radar game like Will, and that's why he had to step back from Big Brother in these last few years.
The difference is that if Dr. Will was playing in this year, he would get sent out immediately because people would be scared by his Botoxed up face and be like, what the fuck is happening? That's why Amy went so fast.
Yeah.
Amy.
And Zay.
Yeah, and Zay, yeah. All right. I have to take a piss. Don't talk about Morgan yet, but keep talking.
All right, so we're gonna continue on here without Aqua for a little bit.
You can read my notes if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll read your notes. We'll read your notes. All right. We've talked about Keanu a little bit. I think it would be very appropriate if you started off with talking about Ashley. What thoughts do you have about Ashley?
I do think Ashley's social game has taken her far. I do think she did mess up a bit by not branching out more towards like Lauren and Kelly, unfortunately, just to kind of have that relationship, like Ava, as well, so that she had a little bit to fall back on, because I do think, I don't want her to go, but I do think she definitely has a high chance. It's going to be her or Keanu.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want it to be either of them, it's going to be her or Keanu, but I think she's doing better than everyone thinks she is. This is the meme that I was going to bring up because I saw it on Twitter a few days ago. And while you guys are just talking.
It's so good.
But, yeah, I don't know. I'm an Ashley fan. She's cute. She's funny. I do agree she's not, like, doing, the best right now, but who knows? We haven't seen anything yet. It's only been a few days about Rachel. She could turn it on, and I would be so hype if she turned it on right now and suddenly if she gets past this week, I think she has a decent chance, especially if someone on her side could pull out a win in a comp, but they haven't. Like, they really have not done it too much, and Morgan is just so up Vince's butt, unfortunately, that she's branched off from that side of the house too. So
yeah.
I'm just, I RIP Ashley I feel like she might be going home this week.
I think she probably has the highest likelihood of leaving. I don't know. I think it's a tough call between someone like Ashley, who is someone that I think would be hard to get out in subsequent weeks. I think she's someone who is a little insulated, especially if you get rid of someone on the other side like Keanu. But on the other hand, Keanu is kind of like the comp beast of the season, so you might want to take that shot when you have the chance to take that shot.
Yeah, that is true. I don't know. I'm an Ashley stan, but I do kind of agree that I don't see her winning at this point, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even though I'd like to.
I see her, I don't know. I see the jury votes a little different than how Aqua sees them. I kind of see Will in an opposite position where I think Will probably loses against most people on his side. I could see Ava and Ashley both winning over Will.
I agree.
But now it is my turn to pee, so you go ahead and you can talk about anything.
Yeah. Ashley's not winning this game. I do have her 3 to 4. Did you already go over these?
Not
Yeah,
really specifically.
I have her winning against Morgan, but that is a swing. I mean, it could literally be Ashley wins 6-1 versus Morgan, or it could be that she loses 2-5. Like that one is very up in the air because it kind of can go either way. Actually, the interesting thing about Ashley's jury vote, as I view it, is that it all relies on Vince and Morgan. Though they are this swing vote for her, because I think that Keanu, Kelly, and Lauren always vote against Ashley. I think that Rachel, Will, and Ava always vote for Ashley. And so then it's Vince and Morgan. If whoever she's up against, they get to choose. So I think she wins against Keanu. I think she wins against Kelly. I think that she loses against Lauren if Vince decides to vote for Lauren, which I don't know that he would. But I kind of think he's going to vote against her no matter what, just because of how he is. Loses to Ava because of Morgan. Anyway, so that's how I view Ashley. I don't think that... And against her own teammates, I think that they respect her teammates against her. I think that Ava beats her. I think that Will beats her. And those are the only two teammates in the game at this point. It is? What? Oh. Well, I guess so. All right. Well, we're doing a podcast. If she's doing something else, don't. Okay, she's just going to interrupt that.
With
Sorry.
what you were saying earlier about maybe...
Wait, don't hit that. You're supposed to be talkative. Don't hit that. Put that down. All right.
With what you were saying earlier...
Don't hit it. Don't stop hitting it. Oh my, you're going to hit
Let me
someone's
make
dab
my
pen
point.
twice. Come on. Sorry. Blame her. Sorry, go ahead.
With
You can't tell me what to do.
Earlier about how Ashley should be making connections with Lauren, Kelly, and the other side of the house. I feel like she has been doing that. I feel like she's been talking specifically with Kelly, is who I've seen, is her talking with Kelly in a lot more than, well, you're just one of the few people left in the house kind of a way. It's like she's actually trying to build that connection and have just something there. I think that, she's...
You don't feel like it's too little too late?
I don't. I feel like, I think, well, if it is too little too late, I think I put the blame on production, because I feel like she's very reasonable in saying, I'm going to wait until jury for this. And if you're in the Big Brother house, and you have so many things to keep track of, especially if you are wanting to get to Final 3, I don't blame you for not, realizing, oh, it's jury, oh, we only have 4 weeks left.
I feel like I wouldn't have talked to Kelly because I wouldn't have thought she would make it that far.
But she's doing that now because Kelly has made it that far. And
She's oops.
But I think you're spot on. I think that that's why, because Kelly was a target and had been a target for so long that now that she's in jury, okay, well, yeah, let's be friends then. Because I would like your vote at the very end, please.
Yeah.
Definitely Ashley has been talking to both Lauren and Kelly more this week. Last week she was hanging. Was it last week? Maybe it was even 2 weeks ago. She definitely started making an effort with Lauren, and it was noticeable. And I was saying to Lauren, she needs to start working with Ashley. But Ashley was making the effort the other way. And then this week, it's really kicked on with Kelly too, for sure. She definitely knows her position in the house right now, which is that she's got Will. Ava doesn't like her. So, yeah, I agree. I think so. This is what I wrote about her. So she goes home to Will. Obviously, actually, well, let me say this first. I was telling them while you weren't gone, Vince and Morgan are the swing votes. She wins against the goats, and then she loses against her own side. And she needs Morgan and Vince to respect her more than they respect Ava, Keanu, Kelly, or Lauren in order to win, because they are the swing votes for her. Which I think she's got Keanu and Kelly. Lauren, I think right now she does. Again, I think Vince would vote for her over Lauren in a jury vote.
What?
Yeah, just because I think Vince is voting against Lauren almost no matter what, because the type of guy he is. But
yeah,
hard disagree. I don't think that makes sense at all.
Sheetmans. You expect loyalty of the sheetmans?
Well, just look at the way he's treated Lauren the entire game. He does not respect her, probably even as a person. And
well,
I think
it's not like it's between two people that are like, it's against someone who has been like in his pocket the whole time and someone that has been trying to get him out the whole time. Like, I think for sure he votes for other people against Lauren in some scenarios, but like not Ashley. No way, dude. Hard disagree.
I agree.
Ashley, Will. I think he votes Ava, Morgan, Keanu, Kelly. So I put Vince swing. So maybe this isn't the vote that was the Vince swing, because it would just be Morgan is the swing for her there. Morgan votes for Ava over Lauren, and that's the 4. Because my idea here is that Will, Rachel, Ava are going to vote for Ashley in most scenarios unless they're against someone that they like more. Which so then it makes Vince and Morgan as the swing votes for Ashley. And so so Vince would vote for Lauren, but then Morgan would swing to the other side, and that's the.
And that I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Shall we start with Morgan?
Oh yeah, let's get into
all right, let's do this, and then I don't know how much we really want to go through every player because we have been going an hour 40. I do have to work kind of early tomorrow, and I do have some thoughts to say about the twist. And this is shit that we should clip because I feel like I have some pretty hot takes about this twist compared to what a lot of other people are thinking, and we might get some people mad at us, and this might blow up and go viral because people are going to think I'm dumb as fuck. But I stand by all this.
We're dumb as fuck. Okay, well, yeah. I think Morgan deserves some time, but then I think we can speak through everyone else. So, okay. I already mentioned her game got fucking destroyed by Rachel leaving, which I didn't fucking see. I did not realize that Rachel was that important to her game. I think it's the combo of Mickey and Rachel leaving, which, like, those were two, like, half relationships that you get rid of those and she just drops fucking everything. Also, I think it's weird for her to not want Mickey in jury. Like, I get it, but, like, she definitely is a vote for her. So, I don't know. I think that Morgan has the great natural ability. I don't think she understands the game well enough to use her natural ability well. She makes dumbass decisions. The Mickey thing, the Jimmy thing. I think that there are a couple other things I've thought of since here. But anyways, let's see here. I said she might need to win a comp this week, but if she didn't win the comp, I think it'd be pretty easy for her to say, you should get out Ashley in front of me to everyone else in the house. I'm connected to Vince. She's connected to Will and none of you. Why would you keep Ashley over me, who is more likely to keep you than she is? I would put her up, whereas she would always put you up. So it doesn't matter anymore because she won that. This is what I'm saying. Morgan always wins when she needs to. It's crazy. She's been saying, like, the reason why she talks about comps all the time and how good she is at them and all that is because she's throwing them. She's throwing every single one, and then she goes and makes sure everyone knows that she didn't throw it and she's actually just bad and she's doing so bad at the wall comp and all. No, there's not a single week where she could have won HOH and been in a better position than she is currently, except for, like, maybe last week. Instead of Keanu winning, that probably would have helped her, but she won veto last week, she won veto this week. I think she is throwing everything, and she's a very competent athlete. So
yeah, I don't think necessarily that she's throwing shit. I think that she has the ability to turn it on when she needs it. And I am a very throw the competition unless you feel like you're in danger.
For sure.
And so by how I think of the game, I think Morgan is doing a really fucking good job. I also think that she is one of the better players in the house because I think she was kind of controlling Mickey's HOH in getting Jimmy sent home. I think she was controlling Vince's second HOH in getting Kat sent home. Mm-hmm. And that is, like, kind of a top tier thing that I look for, and who I consider good players are people who can control other players' head of household weeks. And Morgan has done that twice with two different people, so I really got to give it to her.
I do agree with getting Mickey to send Jimmy home.
Crazy.
Because it was just such a bad move for Mickey.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like that did give Morgan some oomph over everyone else because... And the fact that she also got her to, like, blindside him pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What?
He was so caught off guard.
That's the thing. I don't think that was a good move for her game, but the fact that she can do that proves that she has the natural ability. It's just like, why would you do that with anyway?
I mean, if she could have got Mickey to put up, like, you know,
Riley.
like Rachel or like Riley, if she could have got him to put up anyone else, it would have been better for Morgan. But, like, I still, I mean, I still haven't gone back and confirmed this. I am pretty sure she got Mickey to put up Jimmy because it was between Jimmy or Vince,
Right.
and she just she chose who I need to keep as an ally, and she chose Vince over Jimmy, which I think Jimmy probably would have stayed with Rachel and Mickey over Morgan, and Vince has been. I mean, I don't know. He did choose Lauren in this last competition, but like I definitely think choosing Vince was the right choice over Jimmy.
I also think I don't know that one competition where we haven't seen it yet and there might be reasons why you wouldn't pick someone who's been doing bad in comps. I don't think that's even picking Lauren over Morgan. I think that just is he picked Lauren for a comp. I think, like, you're right. Like, picking Vince over Jimmy is a great decision for Morgan, for sure. I didn't know that was the context of it.
So, just about the
Jimmy.
daisy chain competition.
Oh,
yeah.
Where it just is picking Lauren ahead of Morgan because it's giving her more time. Like, that's kind of one of the key parts of it. With every player, you get a minute less. And then, like, that's also what sucks with Rachel going out is she didn't get picked towards the very, very end. She got picked in the middle. She just played the worst, even worse than the people who got it at the very, very end.
Well, so that's the thing, and I was going to touch on this when I went into the twist and the competition itself, but the best position to be in isn't even going first or towards the beginning. The best, because like the person who loses this competition isn't going to be, it's never going to get to the very end. The best position you can be in is never being picked to begin with. Right. The person who's going to lose this is going to lose going like 5th or 6th or like maybe 4th. So being at the very end and not being picked at all is the absolute best position you can be in.
That's the thing. That's why it's confusing when you say like he picked Lauren. It's like, well, there's like a million reasons for that, and I don't think that's an overtly good. He didn't pick Lauren. He chose Lauren to go next in a comp that is not necessarily good or bad to go next.
All I know is that Morgan.
Yeah.
All I know is that Morgan wanted to go and was upset that Vince didn't pick her. So I do think that is a bit of a. She's taking it as a choosing Lauren over her.
Yeah, but that's Morgan. She's always going to have the rivalry with another woman getting anything. Even if her getting it would be worse for her, she's gonna be like, wow, I can't believe she got it. That's crazy. Also, specifically Lauren. Again, violent propaganda against her. It's crazy.
Why would you not?
I have a little bit of a tangent. We don't need to stick on it too long, but like we've talked about before, I like the comps. I'm very pro comp.
Me too.
And I think it's interesting how how not winning a comp can be seen as good strategy, as if it can be seen as good strategy when like winning comps will save you, and like it will. If you are too much of a comp beast, then you're seen as a threat.
Right.
And so it's like, I feel like often the competitions are treated as like a barrier that hinders the game rather than like a hurdle for the players to navigate, which is how I see it, where it's like, I see the social game and the comps in like a very equal footing. And I feel like a lot of the Big Brother fan base sees comps as like being way less, as like, oh, well, it's just a way for you to get power.
Yeah.
But if you are going to throw it, there's an art to throwing it. If you are trying not to win, there's an art to trying not to win.
Yeah, I think that you touched on some really great points. I've never heard anyone say it like a hurdle. I think that's a great way to try to think of it, because I do think that and we can I thought of Michael from 24 while you were saying this. Michael, he knew it was in his best interest to not win all these competitions, but he, to some degree, kind of just couldn't stop himself. Mm-hmm. He's like, I have to go out there and win this. I feel like I'm in a bad position, or just I know that I can and it'll give me safety, so I'm just going to. He just couldn't stop himself from doing it, and that's why he got evicted, is because everyone was just like, holy fuck, this guy just tied the comp record. We need to get him out while we have the chance. Also, you reminded me of Godfrey from BB Can 3, if anyone watching knows who I'm referring to. He kind of nails the art of throwing a competition. He has a whole segment about it in the diary room. And yeah, he's a very throw the competition unless you feel like you're in danger. And if you feel like you're in danger, you've already done something wrong. 100% agree with that theory, philosophy of Big Brother.
I agree with you that comps are not treated as importantly as I feel they should be because people think, like, the best thing is to have power. I mean, obviously you can't be a comp beast and whatnot, but I 100% agree with you. Why would you not?
Yeah, and the thing, like, I think that, like, being a comp beast is, like, more about, like, how you act about it. Like, Zach got the $10,000. He wasn't evicted because he got the $10,000. He was evicted for other reasons. And Lauren has won more comps than Morgan, but Morgan is seen as more of a comp beast. The reason that Zach and Lauren weren't seen as a threat in comps or, like, in prize winning is because they didn't talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
They didn't, when the comp didn't come out bragging. It's the social game.
Right.
And so, like, you are not allowed to be a sore winner in the Big Brother house. And for some people like Morgan, that's kind of inherent to who they are as people. She has something to prove, and she's going to let the house know it.
Yeah, I think there's levels to kind of like what you should do or what I think makes a good player. I think winning a competition and doing something good with your power is something that I think is a mark of a good player. I'm never, like, there's a lot of players that I like who do win competitions and they do good things with their power because that is a smart thing to do. Not everyone can play the style of throw all the competitions unless you feel like you have to win. That's just not a style that's going to benefit everybody. But I think what I would put above winning competitions and doing something good with your power is not winning competitions and still being in power because your influence and your social game and your strategic game are so good. I just personally value that more than winning competitions.
Fair.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I personally, I prefer it if they had a little spinner and they spun it and whoever's name it landed on, they get to be HOH because that's basically what the comps are, except for like the comps reward things outside of the social game, which I don't give a shit about fucking how good you can hold onto a wall. I watch soccer every single day. If I want to watch athletic performance, I'm going to go watch an actual sport where that's actually what they're doing. I want to see the social game here, which is why, like, I just think, the game is...
Watch the circle, like, watch the circle.
But the circle doesn't have the strategy, which he will tell you about, or Taryn will tell him about.
Yeah, it doesn't have the strategy.
The point...
But it is all social,
But the point is that the comps take away the strategy. Because all of a sudden there's this extra thing thrown in there that has nothing to do with the rest of the game. It's now, are you good at holding onto wall? Are you good at watching a video and knowing what text was on these animals? That was a comp last year. That has nothing to do with the social game. It's kind of just this, this is the fact. If a game is set up and there are skills that you can use in the game that will benefit you, then all of the skills are equal. This is like how soccer is. Like, you can be really good at defense or you can be really good at skill moves or whatever. It's all just as valuable. So that may be true. But I personally, I don't care about the competitions. If you're good at those, that doesn't matter. Fucking, I'm ex-Mormon. I played a lot of board games. I'll probably beat you at those. Does that mean that I deserve to win a social game? No, because I know how to play Lord of the Rings Monopoly. Totally different. Or it's hopscotch. I don't know.
Well, I think old Big Brother did it the best, where, like, the social strategy is part of the, like, food comps and part of the, like, the hot tub unlocking comp.
Well, also, their comps also had the social element involved. Sorry.
Not all of them. The HOH didn't. The vetoes didn't. But those specifically, like the food comps, did. The weight of whether or not you got to eat or how much you got to eat depended on the whole house. If you were a have-not, that depended on the team you were working with. And so in that case, it's like, then you have a little bit more, maybe it works better for like pre-jury specifically, but for like the first few rounds, that gives you someone to target. Instead of just like, well, whoever it is whoever it is. It's like, well, this guy didn't even try to get us food for the week. Or they tried and they absolutely failed. And so, like, yeah, let's get him out of the house because all of these other people are going to make sure that we have food. And I just always think that in Old Big Brother, watching the way that people interact during the competitions, it's really interesting, gives really good insight to the rest of the house, especially because we don't get the live feeds for that season.
Yeah.
Okay, Patrick's trying to move on to his thing. Let me get through these thoughts here. All right, so firstly, Morgan wins 4 out of 7 times is what I have her listed as. I think that she wins against Vince. I think she wins against Kelly. I think that she wins against Lauren. I actually have her 3 out of 4. So, yeah, I think this is basically what it comes down to for her. She wins if Will's side of the house votes for her, which means she cannot sit next to someone on that side of the house. She has to sit next to one of the people over there. Because they will vote for her over Vince or Kelly or Keanu or Lauren. But against Ava, everyone's going to vote for Ava, Will, etc., at least as far as I see it. Just going over some of the other players. If you guys have thoughts, feel free. So Ava, that relationship with Lauren is coming in absolutely clutch right now. She does not prioritize Lauren, but Lauren prioritizes her, which is the ideal situation to be in. By saying that she's in a naturally good position, I'm not downgrading her at all or not respecting her game at all. That's just a fact. She's a very likable person. She's pretty cool, and people like her around. They don't really be threatened. You have to respect a naturally tiny target. She won an HOH, right? Like, you have to respect that.
And took a big shot.
And took a big ass shot. I think she's like Will, but she has a much better chance of winning. As far as I see it, she wins 6 out of 7 jury votes, just like Will does. I think the person she could lose against is Will, because I just think that. But as far as to be honest with you, she is the front runner. I think Vince is the most likely to win because I think he knows how to play the game and how to do some of this stuff and get around some evictions at the end part of this when he's not winning comps. I don't think she does. I think, like Will, Will's going to get taken out like final 5 or something like that in a double. I think that's the same way she goes because it's hard to shoot a puppy dog, but you'll do it if you get a whiff. And but it's too bad because I really think if she's sitting there the same way as Will, like, people are going to vote for her because they like her and she has actually played the game. You can't use the same argument with Will. She won an HOH and she took a fucking big ass shot when she did it. And then since then, it's not like she's just been hanging out with her friends. She's been making that relationship with Lauren. She has been working on Kelly too, not quite as much as Ashley has. And then she's been working with Vince. Like she is definitely right now. She is the great example of being asleep the first half of the game, literally, and then waking up the second half and actually playing. I don't think it will end up with her winning just because the archetype that she is as a person. I don't think she knows how to wriggle out of something when you get down to that final 4. But great position. Gotta hand it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even say that I like your assessment where she likely doesn't make it to the end, but if she does, I think she wins 7 out of 7 matchups. I think she even beats Will.
But I think Will could win, so that's, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, she probably won't make it to the end because everybody knows that.
Agreed.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
Okay, nothing else. I'm moving on to Kelly. She's safe this week. She's also the ultimate goat. Out of anyone in the house, she cannot win. There is no chance for her to win. Against the other person who also can't really win, Keanu, she loses. She loses because he's done shit. She's even, I think, won more comps than he has. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. She's not liked. People just don't like her. Can't win. Nothing she can do change that. She can't win. She should... I crossed that out. I thought it was pretty funny.
I agree with all of this.
Dude,
Kelly, boo.
We watched Friendship last night with Tim Robinson.
Okay.
And his wife in that movie, there were a couple points I was thinking, like, if you put glasses on her, she looks like Kelly. And that's it.
Yeah, it's too bad. She's in the game, but not for any reason. Not because of her own doings, because of she's won comps and then other people have been more important.
She has a bad social game and it just has not gotten her... She's just... Nothing has helped her. Nothing she does, nothing she tries. The only thing she can do is win blockbusters and try not to go home. And she just happened to have Lauren maybe not hate her, and that's why she's on the block. Like, Lauren just happened to have bigger targets.
Yeah.
Like, she's just not good.
If you're on that side of the house, there are bigger shots to take than Kelly.
Yeah.
I think she's similar to Morgan in that when she tries to similar to Ashley in that when she tries to influence the game, she's not very good at it. But she does have very good reads, and I think and people like her, and that's the difference between her and Kelly is that, like, people don't actively want her out of the house, and she knows what's happening in the house. But in the same way of, like, Kelly goes up and tries to tell someone something and cause some shit, and they immediately know, and they go and tell everyone, and everyone's like, fuck, we gotta get Kelly out. And they try, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that, like, Morgan hid pretty well, at least at the very beginning, how much of a pick-me she is. And Kelly, even at the big age of 29, has, with a boyfriend at home, still has not figured out how to not just only be a pick-me and form even, like, superficial relationships with women.
And she's got a couple thousand followers, which we've heard fucking a million times. Honestly, I mean, Kelly, as she is as a person, is kind of how she is. But that's the thing that annoys me the most. She is overtly only on this show to gain followers so that she can get a travel show. Which, by the way, I don't know what production told these people about how big this show is. What does any Big Brother winner do that isn't just sometimes be on a podcast? They think that they're getting sponsorships and they're going to get TV shows.
She thinks she's going to get on Amazing Race. That's what she probably really wants to do.
Earlier today, she was like, "Oh, when I get out of here, I hope that they give me my own travel show." What? Taylor Hale has a Big Brother show. That's it. That's it. The highest reach that you can climb to off of this is being a plastic surgeon or hosting a Big Brother related show. That's fucking it. I seriously, I think that the production was telling these people like, oh, you're going to be able to get these crazy TV jobs.
Brother.
Yeah.
I think
that is also true.
Needs to be on TV, and that's kind of the end of it.
Well, so she's said it a million times. She's here for the followers, and that's what. And she wants everyone to come. She's going to come back here with so many followers, and she wants
to be Indy Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yesterday, so by the way, I was telling Maddie about this, but so yesterday morning, I wake up, I flip on the feeds, they're asleep, whatever, I'm sitting there doing whatever I'm doing. Kelly wakes up, because she always wakes up first, every single morning, and she's sitting out there outside, it's whatever, and then Will comes out, and it was immediately like, oh, God, no, and she like goes over and sits to Will, and like the next 2 hours are just like the most awkward thing, like, Kelly is just trying to have a relationship with Will, and he just does not care or like her. And, like, she's like, so how do you make a podcast? And he's like, well, first you come up with a name. Like, 30 minutes of, like, then you got to, like, pick out colors, and then you got to, like, get a camera, and then you got to get and, like, just trying to say things. It's just awkward silence otherwise. He's just going through, it's in the middle of their conversation. The Button Boy just switches over to a floaty that's sitting in the pool, just hitting the side. Because and they go back into that same thing. They go back to the float. It was so funny. Like, yeah, just nobody likes her, including production.
Have you guys seen the picture of Kelly, and I think it's like Keanu and someone having a conversation in the back, and she's literally just like this.
Yeah.
Like, that summarizes her and her game, like literally.
Once Riley left, she lost all chance in this house.
I think there's an art to being Skippy, and Skippy just gets so much hate that it's hard to appreciate. But something like that,
dude, when it's good, it's fantastic,
dude. And like fucking when I think of last season, I saw this moment on the feeds, and I was so glad they put it in the episode. But when Angela calls, or no, it's not when she calls Lisa a twit, but she Lisa walks past Angela, and Angela does the whole like, and like it like kind of zooms in on Lisa looking back at her and looking like, the fuck? And then it focuses back on Angela like doing the walk still, and like, dude, holy fuck, the way that they fucking focused on that and like pulled back and like got both of their reactions perfectly too. And like, yeah, no, like the camera people and Skippy, I don't know, like they do a great job. They get so much fucking hate, but like, yeah, no, sometimes there are moments of absolute cinema.
Another great camera moment from last season. Chelsea and Lisa are talking in the storage room, and Lisa has not had shoes on all day, and she has her feet up on the counter, and they're sitting there talking, and then just like slowly, they just zoom in on Lisa's dirty ass feet, like they're straight up black, just on the food counter where they get all their food from the Big Brother house. And then Lisa went home that week. Okay, just Vince really quick. Stupid dumbass, but this game rewards comp wins.
Why cry, baby?
Yeah, he won a comp. There you go. He still has Lauren for some reason, and obviously Morgan, and probably Keanu, and that's basically all he needs now. Kelly is like tertiarily on his side, unless one of the other three I just mentioned are there. But anyways, he goes up under Ava. Ava, Will, or Ashley as the target too, so he just needs any of those three gone. if he could work on his relationship with with Ava, that would be incredible for his game. Which Ava, they're building something there. If that could be a real thing where they start prioritizing each other, that's game over for everyone else. It probably already is, though. At this point, if he makes final two, he probably wins unless it's against Morgan, because in that situation, Will's side of the house votes for Morgan. And that, but against Keanu, Kelly, obviously, against Lauren, I think people just respect his game more, and then the other side of the house is going to vote for him because of that. Against Ava, I think it's really close. I think that is the closest final two here, where Lauren, who knows where the fuck Lauren goes? I think Kelly and Keanu obviously go for Vince. I think that
I think Lauren still goes for Vince.
And maybe right because of what she's shown. I think that 5 weeks from now, or 3 weeks from now, it might be a different story. Like 7 evictions from now, I just don't know about that. Against Will, I've already gone over that. Against Ashley, but he wins 5 out of 7 as far as I'm concerned. He is again the likely winner because he wins most of his things, and I think he knows how to wriggle out of not winning competitions late game, which I don't think Ava does. Those are the two right now. And if you listen to Ori or you listen to Taryn, they'll tell you there is a trio going on right now of Ava, Lauren, and Kelly, and that is what is going to be the power thing going into next week, or especially 2 weeks from now. And I think out of those three, obviously Kelly isn't winning. I already went over Lauren has very little chance. Ava is the person there, and Vince is the other person. And everyone else is just like, if they go out. I think Morgan is number 3 there, unless she does something, which I think she could. If she does something cool, then she could be the front runner. But I think it's Ava and Vince.
Yeah, I think what I would like to see, what would be really hype, and what would also be good for Vince, because I'm rooting for Vince. I just like him. What I think would be hype is him, Lauren, Morgan, final 3. He wins final HOH and cuts Morgan to take Lauren to the end and wins.
I would love to see that, but Morgan cutting Vince to take literally.
That would also be fucking. That would also be really fucking hype.
Like Janelle,
one of them cutting the other. We need BB Can 2. We need another John and Netta. We need just absolute cold-heartedness. We need Drew and Diane. We need someone cutting the showman's final 3. That's what's going to make this the best season ever. It's
interesting that you guys said. I actually, earlier today, at work, I'm working, I'm doing stuff, and I have 2 different thoughts. The first one is, what if Lauren is putting on a show, and she goes into final 2 and suddenly acts exactly the way that she looks, instead of being all quiet and stuff. You'd expect her to be very loud, and she's like, I was putting on a show the whole time. I don't think that's going to happen. Just a thought I had. The other thing is that we need, and it's interesting that you said it there, I think in a double eviction, we need either Morgan to send Vince home, and then he goes home and is not friends with Morgan anymore and has his relationship with his girlfriend ruined, or he takes Morgan to final 2, loses to Morgan, and then goes home and has the whole thing.
Yeah.
He needs pain at this point. He fucked up so bad, he has to get fucked over. Yeah. That's just how it goes. And in the same way that, and listen, this is how it goes. I respect game. For me, I want Morgan to win. I say that she's the 3rd. I think that she could weasel out of that, and if she does, that's the ideal game, is her right now figuring out how to get out of the situation she's in and then get the 2 other people out and then winning. That's it, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
I like for Morgan to win, too.
I want that to happen so bad.
I would also like for Morgan to win. I just have a vested interest in Vince at this point. But also, either of them winning and either of them cutting the other person is
vital to the season.
Yes.
It has to happen.
Yes.
If either Vince or Morgan go home on not by the other's volition at this point, what's the fucking point? 3 months for nothing?
Cheat man's for nothing.
Yeah, his relationship for nothing? 7 years.
7-year girlfriend.
Anyways, these are all other thoughts.
All right.
Go through yours?
I do. I have a lot of kind of contrary to the popular opinion thoughts on this twist that took out Rachel. First of all, I touched on this already, but I'm a little biased because I thought of this twist. I thought of this kind of idea for a competition social game years ago, before I saw it on Reindeer Games, before they did it on The Circle, before they did it on Squid Games, and before they did it on this season of Big Brother.
Hear that, production? Hire him.
I was a little ahead of the curve on this one. So I'm a little biased because I thought it was kind of a good idea, and now I'm seeing it implemented, and I'm seeing very poor reception to it. So I'm no, and I think I'm right. I'm that meme of the dude standing against the crowd of thousands saying, "Yes, you are all wrong."
He's standing up to Hitler right now. That's him.
That's
the one guy. Not production is Hitler. Sorry if I wasn't clear.
Yeah, Alison Grodner put a little mustache on her. What's the difference?
Bring alcohol back into the BB house. You won't be Hitler anymore.
You will reincarnate as a lotus flower. I implemented this idea of a daisy chain. You pick someone to get safety, they pick the next person to get safety. I put that into the last Big Brother game that we played. And I will be honest, I did have a hard time justifying putting that in there. There were a few key reasons that tipped the scales and made me say, yes, I am going to put this in here. I think that it has built-in social game mechanics. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody's saying that Rachel got screwed because there was no vote. And I assume this has to be a talking point from Taryn because every time I get on the subreddit, everybody is just parroting this opinion. So I assume it had to have come from Taryn.
It did.
Yeah. Which, I don't know, I think Taryn's a smart guy. I agree with what he says a lot of the time, but also I don't on some things, like this.
Specifically when it comes to Rachel.
Listen, I'm a big fan of Rachel. I've been a Big Brother fan longer than anybody else here. I have been a fan of Rachel since the first time I saw season 12, so don't get at me about anything about, just because I don't like Rachel. No, I fucking love Rachel. But I think this competition has built-in social mechanics. The fact that she didn't get voted out, the fact that all of that, I don't think it means that she was screwed out of not having this social game to fall back on. The social game was Ava should have picked her first, or she should have not been picked at all. She got picked at the exact wrong time, and it's because everybody knew this was the time to take a shot at her, because and there was something she could have done about it, it just didn't work out that way. Number two, I justified putting this into the game because it offers a good and unique chance to take out someone who is like a comp beast or someone who is so insulated that they would have the votes no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I think the house guests did a good job of using this very good and unique opportunity to take Rachel out of the game. Because she is potentially both of those things. She's known for being a comp beast, and this entire season she's kind of had everyone in her pocket, and she has the votes to stay in a lot of scenarios. So taking the shot at her here in this unique elimination, they did not miss their shot. They did the thing that we've all been wanting. They took a huge shot. They got Rachel out. They're not the dumbasses that we have been accusing them of being for not getting Rachel out sooner. They did it under the perfect circumstances. And 3, this one is on production. It's an easy way to do an elimination fast, just immediate. They fucked themselves over by not having more evictions, not having a double pre-jury, adding a 17th house guest without extending the length of the season. They backed themselves into this corner, and this twist was the way to get themselves out of it, and I think it's one of the best ways that they could have got themselves out of it. I'm not really mad at this. We all saw it on Reindeer Games. It was hype. It was the best episode of the entire run of Reindeer Games when it happened. None of us were mad when it happened before, and granted, Reindeer Games is a different format, so I understand a little bit there. There are some problems that I have with it, though. Number one, it should have happened pre-jury. If they're going to do it on this season, it should not have happened.
The first juror?
Yeah, everybody who gets to this point in the game deserves to be there and deserves to go out with a proper exit. I will fully agree there. If they were going to do it, it should have been pre-jury. Even better than that, it should have happened on an all-star season. And in a way, I think it happening to Rachel is the best outcome because I would have been a little more upset if it was a new player who had never played Big Brother before getting taken out by some stupid random twist comp thing. It happened to Rachel, who has played Big Brother twice before. One of those times was she kind of won due to some competition and some production interference and some twist stuff. So in a way, Rachel was the best person for it to happen to be honest. People say that it detracts from the social game and it's unfair. I think any twist that deviates from the formula is unfair. Big Brother inherently is unfair. You know what I think is worse than this twist? The blockbuster remaining after jury. Yeah. That is so much fucking worse than this twist.
It's layers on layers of they fucking up. Yeah.
The blockbuster happening all the way through the season, it can't happen from Final 5 onward, just logistically, but them continuing to do it into jury is so much worse than this one round where they did the format a little bit differently. I think having one round with some slightly different rules, that's great. That's fine. I don't think Big Brother already nailed the perfect format of how the game should work. I think there are definitely improvements that could be made, and playing around with it and having a little bit of a sounding board for trying different ideas isn't something that I discourage. And I think this time, it's a lot of it, and this is a big point of it. A lot of people say that they would have hated this just as much and thought it was just as unfair if it happened to anybody. I think all of those people are at least half lying.
Yeah, sure.
I think if this happened to Vince or Kelly, the reception would be neutral to actually even positive. People would think that this
is so good.
Yeah, this would have been a miracle sent by the Big Brother gods, and Grodner did something right for once. Really got out by this, but the fact that it was a fan favorite, the cookie crumbles how it did, the chips fall how they may. It's just what happens sometimes. And you know what? It's not production's fault that it's not, to quote Howie, it's not the body's fault that the face is ugly. It's it's not the twist's fault that the fan favorite got out because of it. Am I sad that Rachel went? Yes. I think that she was the most deserving winner of the season, but the fact that she went out is not the fault of the twist. I think the twist is actually kind of good. I'm not that mad at it. And also, I think there is a very beautiful irony to Rachel going out under this twist, because her first 2 seasons, she had pretty poor social game. I don't want to talk too much shit because I do like Rachel, but she had pretty bad social game on her first 2 seasons, and she only got as far as she did because of her comp ability. She was a comp beast. She went out as the first juror in her first season, and now she went out in the first juror in her last season, and the opposite was true. She was a good social player, and she only went out because of a competition. And in her season that she won, she had a lot of help from a competition and from production twists and interference, and this time she left because of production interference and some twists. This is storybook. You could not write this better. This is the most beautiful irony I have ever seen. It's kind of fucking amazing.
That's a good ass point. Yeah, for sure. It's an opening and closing. Yeah, I still think she's coming back. I still think there's going to be a battle back.
I really fucking hope not.
I think
quadruple eviction and a battle back.
No.
Quadruple eviction.
What on Rob has a podcast the day after, or the podcast that they released after it was announced that Rachel left. On there they were talking about how something that Big Brother does, and I think I'm not going to say it in the same way, but it's the people, the production and the marketing team just are like the dumbest group of people you've ever met, where it's oh yeah, you know what our theme is going to be last year? AI, because AI came out. And you know what our theme is going to be? Or I guess you know what we're going to do last year? People liked the twist, so we're just going to do it the entire time. This is what we're doing now. Oh, you guys liked this, and now you have to have it shoved down your throat, and we can't do it. Nobody, not a single person who liked the twist last year ever even joked about it continuing on into jury. That's obviously stupid. And how can you be that dumb?
Yeah, if you're going to do it at all, it belongs in the first 6 weeks. Do not do it into jury.
I do have to say, just kind of a little bit in defense of production.
Mm-hmm.
There is something to say about the feeling of opening Reddit, seeing the feeds are back on, seeing where's Rachel, hurrying and opening the feeds and trying to get all the cameras as fast as you can, and counting the people in the house and going, they can't. They couldn't have done this. There's no way that they've done this. Their goal was to inspire that feeling in order to inspire people to talk about it. And it got me really excited. I like whenever shows kind of do things actively to engage the viewer.
Yeah.
It was exciting. yeah, it sucks. We can say it sucks as much as we want to. It worked in that it got me really excited about what was going to happen and where this is going to go. And again, how could they have done this? And then on top of that, like, it sucks that we have to wait until Tuesday. It kind of rocks, so we have to wait until Tuesday. Like, they are really building the anticipation. Maybe the episode is going to suck. Maybe it won't. We'll find out, but the waiting for it is so much fun.
Yeah, good point.
I agree. I think people and to piggyback off that a tiny bit, I don't think people value negative emotions as much as they should. I think the fact that this had so many people devastated and just like an absolute wreck and sad, and like people are thinking about quitting the season and the entire show after watching this. This isn't happening to you.
Janelle canceled her Paramount prescription.
Snowflake.
That's what media is supposed to do, though, right? It's supposed to make you emotional.
Dude, if something that isn't happening to you can make you feel that emotional, I think it kind of did a good job.
Yeah, I'll say, like, with this, like, my only problem with it is the comp part of it. If they had done the daisy chain like we had done, where you pick someone and you hold their hand, and then they pick someone, they hold, and the last person there gets eliminated, I'm fine with that, because it's 100% social and all that stuff. I don't like the fact of, like, it's that, but, like, you also have to be good at this comp, where it's, like, and like, because if you just get eliminated based off, that's the same thing as a vote, as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy with a daisy chain. You grab each other's hand, the last person goes. When it's like, oh, if you're good enough about doing this maze and there's that involved, because then, like, let's say that Vince picks Morgan because he wants to prioritize her, and then she goes out because she's not good at the I agree with you. I don't think, like, if everyone online was a real fan and not just someone who likes Rachel, it would be a whole lot of a different conversation, right? But, like, that's the thing with Taryn, too, is he's criticizing the game, but even when he's saying it, it's obviously from the point of being anti-Rachel, where it's like, or being pro-Rachel, where, like you said, if Vince had gone out or if Lauren had gone out, like, they wouldn't care. And yeah, that's that. And but along with that, sorry, I had a couple of thoughts about this. Number one, we are so lucky that it was Rachel who went out here, and that everyone is reacting negatively to this. Because you know what happened last time production did a twist and people liked it? We got a whole fucking season of it.
Yeah.
So thank God Rachel went out here and everyone got mad, because that means this is not going to happen again, at least next season. Another thing is, so this is kind of, sorry, does anyone have anything to say to that?
No.
Okay. So Rachel, according to Brendan, was called 2 weeks before the season aired and said, hello, would you like to be on here? And she was like, yeah, I'd love to do this. This is one thing I know. Production likes people and they don't like people, and they are mean to people. And like Ashley, every single time she gets in the shower is right when a meeting gets called, and they still do that. And like, it's because I don't really think they like her that much. And I don't know. I kind of thought the production liked Rachel, and that was the whole thing. But at this point, I'm wondering if they called her back because they wanted to do the storybook thing to her. I didn't really consider that, but the fact that it's that, like, the whole her going out, it feels like a production fucking thing, because we didn't get to see any of it, and it just happens to be the biggest fucking possible person who could go out in that scenario. And I'm kind of wondering about that. That seems like it could have been planned, because again, I think she's making a battle that. My thought initially was, everyone, the entire season has been saying, I want Rachel as my first juror. I want her to go out I want her to get a jury and then go out immediately. And if she comes back next week, that means they just saved her from being the first juror, and she got a battle back, and now she's probably in a better position at Final 7 than she is at Final 9, because people haven't been talking about, I want her as the third juror. And then, continuing on from that, it's probably better for everyone, Rachel included, that she did not win this one. Because if she wins Big Brother twice, and now she is going to be compared against Will and Dan, which nobody in their right mind would ever actually list Rachel along those two, she's going to get way more shit from people who disagree with that than she ever will now, where it's like, yeah, she is a good second-tier winner. She has proven herself in this game that she can play, but we're not going to be comparing her against the two best players ever. We're going to be saying she's good at playing the game, and she doesn't now have to get shit on by everyone who likes these two. Yeah,
I really agree with that. I think that this is giving her a lot of, because she's, I don't know, I don't think I'm really in the minority for saying this. Peridium is putting out their series of winner rankings right now. I think Athanameal did the same thing. most people consider her winning game a like bottom 5. It's not a great winning game. The production interference is only part of it. And to get a second winning game would definitely boost her, and it would put her in that conversation. But she would always be getting a lot of shit thrown at her. Her going out right here, she is going to get nothing but apology and good graces and good, like, she is going to get love from everybody for the way that she went out. And yeah, I could not agree more.
I saw a clip from, what was her second season?
13, yeah.
13. Where, and I haven't seen that full season. But she was crying to Brendan in the hammock, saying like she's ruined his life, and like specifically because of how the public viewed her after her first season.
Yeah.
And, from reading about it, it seems like everyone hated her after that.
Yeah.
And so like, I do think that it's been a while. I don't know that people really know Rachel Riley as much as like they did immediately out of the Big Brother house 2 years in a row. But I do think that production does have a little bit of a responsibility to like rehabilitate her character that they destroyed through like, their edits and things like that. So like it is only fair that they do give her an ending with a lot of sympathy and a lot of love.
Yeah. I don't know if they necessarily did this on purpose, but yeah, I do. Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
I've seen allegedly online that she said she would only be there for 8 weeks.
I have seen that too. I think, I don't know necessarily.
And remember, if she only knew, I mean, I don't know when the cruise is, so I'm just kind of saying this. She went on that cruise and she asked America and Corey how Suri was able to like keep them, right? Like have influence over them. She could have been like known for a while. I don't feel like she.
It was like a Facebook post he made or something. So you're or no, it was like some podcast here. So totally, he could just make that up or whatever. That's the story they came up with.
I was gonna say this, but we were talking about Brendan's message about Rachel being evicted and getting the call, and like what I was thinking was like Rachel is kind of a drama queen, and we love her for it. You think her husband's not also going to be just as dramatic? Like,
he was on a reality TV show.
I got this call while I was at Chuck E. Cheese with my kids.
Yeah.
Does production have an air tag on you? Are they supposed to be looking at your location and making sure, okay, it's not family time at Chuck E. Cheese?
Oh shit, he's at Chuck E. Cheese. Don't call him yet.
He's like, no, call him. Just like, put Chuck on the line.
I love Brendan and Rachel to death, and I completely agree.
It's why they're good together. It's why they make such a great couple. But it also, I think, needs to be a little bit acknowledged that, like, he's an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
He loves Rachel more than anything in the entire world, and he's the type of guy who would love Rachel more than anything in the entire world.
I might be reading way too much into this, but I think, for one, this is a pretty large production of a show. They're not going to have something only come to fruition within 2 weeks of the premiere date. And this might be me reading into it way too much. But like Rachel is like, she's kind of known for having like the red hair. It's kind of like a big iconic thing about her. The whole theme of this season is red, when for the past like 15 seasons, it's been blue. So I don't know. I don't think that's nothing.
So yeah, I think that there's also the hint at the beginning of the game that was like hinting. I thought it was fucking ridiculous. Apparently people online figured it out, but like that hint was around, I think, for longer than 2 weeks. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, again, he could be making it up. I don't know. I do think. And this is the other thing. Let's say that they did bring her on, wanting her to get to final 2. Because the HOH she won. Here we go. You guys go stand in a room and then come here and tell production what room you're going to go into, and then we will light up certain rooms. And you don't need to know if we run in there and put things in there while you're gone. That could totally have been production pushing that for her. So they very well could have done this. However, if you have a comp where there are 9 people standing there all doing the comp and everyone can see it and she loses, they can't do shit about that now. If that's what we haven't seen it yet, but if that's what it was, and she loses, that's it. Production can't save her if all the other players see her go out. And so maybe that's why she went out. It was just accident, and they're like, fuck, did we just lose our entire season? Joke's on them, the season's about to get better because of it.
Shall we do final thoughts?
Yeah, we should.
Final thoughts for us.
Yeah. We do gotta get kind of going. Fuck, dude, we're at like 2:30. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, it was a good episode.
Dude, there was so much to talk about this week.
Mm-hmm. The feeds themselves have been boring as fuck. Like, it's, as far as I'm concerned,
we still got one of our viewers. Bronson is one. I don't know who Bronson is, but
he's a bot. That was two people talking about why Bronson was a bot.
Nice.
Yeah, well, my thought, and this is going to be kind of cringe here. Listen, I was a theater kid. I'm going to say, good news, she's dead. The Witch of Vegas is dead. I thought it was clutter. That's it. I've seen Witch once.
I've seen Newsies.
They don't kill a witch in Newsies.
No, but they talk about good news.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Rachel. Hoping Keanu or Ashley stay.
Let this finally be the final nail in the coffin of Scene Girls.
The other
We've moved on.
Definitely going.
We've moved on.
No, listen, I hate Broken Side as much as the next person, but yeah, Scene Girls, I got you.
If you're gonna color your hair, do it in an alt girl Tumblr way, not in a Scene Girl way. That's my opinion. Hey, listen, but girls do what you want.
Battle backs for Scene Girls only.
Scene Girl battle.
Tumblr girls could run. Okay.
Yeah.
You get Nokomis, Rachel. Who else is seen on this show?
Blue,
that might be it.
Blue,
No.
I feel like Blue has the
Blue
hair.
is like the new alt
The
version.
hair.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
Blue is an e-girl.
Yeah,
Oh,
different vibes.
true.
But Scene Girls walked so Tumblr girls could run, so e-girls could sprint.
Yeah,
Right,
she's the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys want to flex for the camera?
Yeah. Oh, we gotta do the if we're closing. I don't know. Anyone got any more thoughts? I'm pulling for Vince. I have been since day one. I think he's back in a good position and he could pull this out, and I would love that. Not just for my draft, but I think he is a good representative of the season as a whole. And if he wins, I'll be happy. Also, Morgan.
Yeah, I'd love to see Morgan pull it out.
She's the better player. She should win. I would love if either of them did.
Yeah, that the two most satisfying options. Everything else is like, we'll see, but come on, Morgan. I don't like you as a person, but I like you as a player.
I'd like to see Morgan too.
I'm with the casuals. I think a Keanu underdog win would be pretty good.
I got him in my top tier of potential winners.
I drafted him second over Mickey, which I thought it was a mistake.
All right. Well, when we close, we're all gonna stand up and flex and go because this is the enormous sibling podcast. So are we all ready?
I don't know how to flex.
Enormous sibling!